Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico. Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico. Bells only cost a couple pesos. I've been trying to stack and stash and stay low. Nigga trying to swerve off in my lane, no. 5 bitches, 2 niggas, that's a good ratio. I ain't worried about that little bitch she playing, no. I ain't worried about that little bitch she playing, no. These niggas play on Smallville, Clark Kent, how they saving hoes. I ain't worried about none but them pesos. I'ma bag it up until the case closed, nigga. Bag it up, nigga. When you really bout it, gotta lay low. Nigga moving real presidential. Niggas need counseling, they moving like councilmen. Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico. Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico. Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico. Hey, I got them kilos all in 25. I'm in here liso missing with the distro. That be my vato, I tap them with the mico.
Thanks for the slap, Ali.
I prove it to myself before I prove that shit to you. I was out here thinking I was supposed to be the one that stayed in school. Got kicked out campus, dorm got searched. They think I robbed the bank. Got me feeling like Tim, cause I swear this shit done came the harder way. He swear he pee, but he only gon' fuck cause that boy got a car and a chain. He wanna hate the player, but he really know he need to hate the game. I was taking trips to the left coast with the bows and trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights. Pack touchdown in Gainesville like I'm Percy, telling me that I'm more handsome in person. I been found my purpose, can't pop me no perky. I tapped to some shit you can't reach it like cursive. I'm tapping some shit you can't see to believe in. Some shit you can't see to believe in. OJ on trap on Sunday like a deacon. Name ain't Steven, he tryna get even. He hide his mind, he gon' fight through the demons. Lost in his mind, he ain't find him a reason. I prove it to myself before I prove that shit to you. I was out here thinking I was supposed to be the one that stayed in school. Got kicked out campus, dorm got searched. They think I robbed the bank. Got me feeling like Tim, cause I swear this shit done came the harder way. He swear he pee, but he only gon' fuck cause that boy got a car and a chain. He wanna hate the player, but he really know he need to hate the game. I was taking trips to the left coast with the bows and trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights.
Thanks for the slap, Ali.
I prove it to myself before I prove that shit to you. I was out here.
Mic check, make sure my shit working. Hold on, cause sometimes that bit do not be working. Mic check, no, that bit definitely barely working. All right, bet mic check. Yeah, I'm gonna play one more jingle. Yeah, that's me. You know, I be trying to keep it laid back. I'm gonna play one more jingle and then I'm about to get on Nick Fuentes' head. This kind of got me fucked up.
She selling, where she live at. These days I'm selling money, used to be a dealer. Feeling like my talent coaching all the Steelers. These nigga pussy pussy, I'm starting to see the witnesses. You find out my little nigga, you ain't forgiving. She bout that paper, she said pussy where she live at. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. OG told me charge it to the game. Try to bury a young nigga, they throwing dirt all on my name. Ay, catch me in the SRT, you know I'm switching lane. Try to bury a young nigga, they throwing dirt all on my name. Ay. We was tagging, we was jigging, we was serving all them time. I had to switch the pivot, took a flight right out of town. I called a silent from Pedro, he cut that shit right out the mouth. Straight drop, all glass, but I ain't grabbing a rebound.
Name a nigga who came up there 40 months and just got out. I always wonder why they watch me, well I guess I just found out. They throwing dirt all on my name and trying to hand it out and cry. Ain't no more taking, no more charges, I'm committed to the fight. I got so many demons fighting on me right now. And I heard you intimidated, well I don't know how. No, I don't need Molly to be savage. I'm too hard to reach, you cannot grab it. And I'm all over like a navy. If you need me, call me, draw the addict.
These days I'm selling money, used to be a dealer. Feeling like my talent coaching all the Steelers. These nigga pussy, I'm starting to see the witnesses. You find out my little nigga, you ain't forgiving. She bout that paper, she said pussy where she live at. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. That's why you did that. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. You ain't bout that action, my little nigga, that's why you did that. She said it, but she leave.
All right, peace and salute to everybody that had pulled up. Um, no, that Vino, that one right there was on them songs right there. I record them on like some of them I might record on BandLabs, but I'll take and put them on Pro Tools and I mix them on Pro Tools. So yeah, like the Aboriginal tracks, I don't really take the time to mix them or nothing like that. I really don't take the time to put auto tune on them or nothing like that. I really just record the song on the phone because I just be having fun. The same way these niggas go live with no sources. That's how I kind of treat the music. You feel me with them. But if I put it on Spotify, I make sure to put it in the mix. Make sure I master that motherfucker. Make sure I get all my levels sounding crisp. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on Nick Fuentes' head today. So I don't know if y'all been keeping tabs on what's going on in the news and whatnot, but Nick Fuentes, he's a white supremacist. Okay, he's a neo-Nazi. He's what he calls himself a neoconservative. Okay, he's a neoconservative, and I'm gonna go over all these terms so we can get an understanding of who the fuck this cracker is, right? So they sit around and they say, you know, anti-black shit. They spew anti-black rhetoric, and now they have a safe haven, right? Twitter has become a safe haven for these boys to get their little shit off, right? So what we dealing with is we dealing with white degenerates who sit around all day long on fucking social media sites like TikTok and on Twitter, and they're using their algorithm to fuel their cognitive biasness, right? Same shit Aboriginals do, but I'm like I said, I'm pivoting. I'm not focusing solely on Aboriginals no more. I'm finna start attacking these crackers, right? I'm on their ass. I'm going every day. I'm on either Epstein or I'm on Nick Fuentes' ass every fucking day, right? That's how I'm coming because the anti-black tropes that the Aboriginals pick up on, they get them from these groups, from these 4chan chat groups, right? And these black conservatives, they mirror the white conservative talking points, and then they turn around and get shitted on by the white supremacists, right? So you got people like the Hodge twins. We got people like Officer Tatum, right? We got people like Candace Owens, right? Um, we got people who else besides Candace Owens? It's another. I'm finna show you one. One of them, he calls himself the Black Conservative of Chicago. I'm finna play this nigga video. These are bootlickers. You understand me? They they get online and they say what they think the white audience that follows them wants to hear. Similar to an Aboriginal. They get online and they say what the crowd wants to hear. They might not believe the shit they're saying, but they're saying it based on knowing that the crowd is gonna rock with what they saying. Officer Tatum do the same thing. Candace Owens do the same thing, right? And they got called out on it. So the Nick Fuentes guy, I'm gonna play. I'm giving you a rough draft. I'm gonna play all the videos. So Nick Fuentes, which he's an alt-right conservative, he got famous during the Charlottesville. I think that was Charlottesville. Where was that in? Was that in Virginia? The racist riots back in 2014 when Trump said there is what this nigga Trump say. Trump said there's good people on both sides. I don't know if y'all remember that whole scenario where there was like a riot and he got famous because he was in college at the time. He went to the riot. He was a self-proclaimed racist, and they basically that was his claim to fame in 2014. He built a political campaign on his racist views of basically being like a disenfranchised white man, right? What they do is they have this disenfranchised white man complex, and then they play identity politics all day long online whilst they're complaining about identity politics, right? The motherfuckers they'll say um DEI and they'll say everything is considered racism, but meanwhile the same people who claim to be overly targeted for racism and DEI, they are the same ones who turn around and complain about rape. Oh, they're attacking me because I'm a white man. Like they play the identity politic game the exact same way. They just try to deter you from the shit. They try to deter the Jewish person from the shit, but they do the same thing the Jewish person does. They do the same thing the black person does, but they do it to an extreme, right? They do it to an extreme. Whereas everybody knows you're not disenfranchised, but you're still gonna take that position and you're still gonna run that into the ground to get your views up. So this is what this white guy does. He's known as a neo-Confederate, a neo-Nazi, right? He's been deplatformed from places like YouTube and places like TikTok for years. He's been on Rumble making waves on Rumble, and people take his content from Rumble and they clip it and bring it on YouTube. So I used to watch other people's content of him to stay abreast to what's going on with this white boy. And basically, I realized why the fuck would I continue to watch other people take his content from Rumble and bring it to YouTube? Bitch ass nigga, I might as well take his shit and bring it to YouTube and just commentate on it my damn self, right? Because the people who I'm watching commentate on it, they're not giving the authentic perspective, right? They're not. So what's up? Peace, what's up, Nat? So because they're not giving authentic perspectives when it comes to this dude, I gotta go ahead and start playing his content myself and reacting to it myself because I'm tired of hearing black people say, for one, Nick Fuentes is not racist. Okay, that's the number one thing I'm about to dispel today. Okay, they say he's not racist. That's the number one thing they say. Number two, what else they say? That's really the only thing that they have to stand on because he's a bona fide neo-Nazi. This nigga be saluting Trump. I mean, saluting Hitler. He go against Trump right now, which is why the left has platformed him. And I've been paying attention. This is why I don't trust none of these white liberals, bro. I don't fuck with none of these white liberals. They are not pro-black. They are anti-conservative. So they'll do anything, including platforming a white supremacist, as long as it go against the established Republican GOP. Okay, if he going against the GOP, he's showing dissent amongst conservatives, they'll platform him. Even though he's racist, even though he's homophobic, but he is potentially closeted, even though this man is he's all of these things, right? He's literally he's a neoconservative. He says he believes in segregation and he believes that white people are superior to blacks based on genetics. This is his stance. This is everybody he stands with say this, right? He has a foundation, or not a foundation. He has a movement that's called the Groypers, which that shit sounds both gay and pedophilic. I'm gonna just let it be known. He has a a, a community called the Groypers. They're literally called Groypers. That shit sounds creepy and pedophilic. Okay, that's the name of them. So these Groypers, they run around, they follow him. They like the beehive or like the barbs for Nicki Minaj. They go wherever he go. They in comment sections everywhere. Anytime you see somebody commenting about always the usual suspects, if you see something like always the usual suspects, or if you see something like um uh uh always that's pretty much what they say underneath every picture. They say like always the same uh uh uh, situation. So I'm gonna play this black nigga real quick, and we're gonna get a foundation into who Nick Fuentes is. And also I'm gonna spark my J2. I ain't even smoked today. It's almost 12 o'clock.
Yeah, those people are just freaks. The whole like anyone that has any genuine racial hatred, we have to just say there's something wrong with you. I understand not wanting to live around black people. I get it. And I understand when you see what black people do, some of them, I understand hating that. But this whole like autistic racial, like actual racialism, actual racial militant hatred, it is like a freak show, you know?
Now, and I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna do the Nick Fuentes voice this show because I feel like this is really, really genuine. And I'm not gonna joke about this because a lot of people think Nick Fuentes is racist. A lot of people call me Hitler and all of that stuff. And it's like, guys, if we're being honest here.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
If you just don't like somebody just by off of their skin color or just by off their ethnic group, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have low IQ. Look, call it what you want, okay? But it's like, I'm not just gonna hate somebody just because they're white. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. So it's like, it's counterproductive to be an American because all cultures made America what it is today. Now, granted, majority of that came from white people, okay? But, you know.
All right, so this is I'm gonna give you a good introduction to this brother right here. This is hold on, let me read his channel name out. 'Cause I want to get a brother his just due. I want to get a brother his just due. Y'all, if y'all like this type of content, y'all go subscribe to this bootlicking ass nigga. The Chicago Conservative. Okay. That boy dude, he did 6.6K views on this video from 3 days ago. As you can see, I am not subscribed to this boy because he's a bootlicker, right? But I have to stay tapped in because I need to know what's going on, right? So he came out and he says he's playing a YouTube clip. I mean, playing a clip from Rumble from Fuentes, right? Fuentes says if you just outright hate somebody based on the color of their skin or their race, then you are low IQ, right? This is what he said, but this is what he does, right? He know that he's just gonna continue his grift, right? It's the Orwellian speak, right? A lot of the people don't know about 1984, but like, bro, the double speak. We're in the era of double speak, right? We are in the era of double speak. So this all he do. He say one thing and then say the opposite. But as long as he covering all his bases, you don't know what space to take. So you just watching in confusion. This shit has all already been um I don't want to say prophesied it because that sounds like it's some type of spiritual shit. It's already been foreshadowed. That's a good word for it, foreshadowed. People already saw the shit coming. So he's out here talking about low IQ, right? If you got a low IQ, then and you racist. I mean, he's saying you racist if you only basing your whole shit on skin color. That's low IQ, right? That's what this boy said. Okay. So then tell me why, right? We're gonna be jumping back and forth between X and um YouTube. Tell me why, if I can get this shit to load up. Hold up, cause this boy, he say one thing and then say the other thing, and if you're not paying attention, you'll get finesse. A nigga like me, I'm not going for none of that shit. I didn't even invest in FTX because Sam Altman looked like a fucking scammer. He couldn't keep his haircut. You white, you got glasses, you don't keep a haircut. I don't trust you. So, bitch, I ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? Some people they get finessed into shit. You know what I mean? The benevolent and all that. I ain't going for the dumb shit. I see the fuck shit. I'm calling it fuck shit off the bat. So this is Nick Fuentes just yesterday, right? 3 days ago, we got the black conservative quoting him talking about being low IQ if you racist just based on skin color, right? Now I'm gonna play Nick Fuentes in his own words, unadulterated. We're gonna do about a good 5 to 6 minutes of him just being anti-black. And I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna say something about it.
And if she got lucky and she got up that day and walked out of that train, they would be called racist for that reaction. But today was not her lucky day. He was not one of the good ones. She paid with her life. It was not her lucky day when you survive an encounter with an erratic black man on public transit and you leave with scars or a homicide charge, a manslaughter charge, or maybe you just leave a little shaken up. Nope. Today was the unlucky day when she encountered one of those ones. Today was the unlucky day when it cost her her life, and she is now dead forever. And her loved ones are without their daughter, sister, niece, I don't know her family tree. How could it have been avoided if she was racist? We were led to believe that any level of prejudice, any level of pattern recognition is the highest evil. Not just evil, but the highest evil. Oh, you're racist? I can't even be in the same room with you. Oh, you did a double take? You're looking over your shoulder because a black man is behind you? That is systemic racism, a microaggression. That is internalized racism. How dare you think that? How dare you react that way? I don't even want to know you. I don't want to be your friend. It's worse apparently now than being a murderer, barely than being a rapist, a terrorist. And yet, if she were a little bit more racist, she'd be alive. If she were a little bit more racist, her parents would have their daughter. If she saw that guy and turned and walked the other way, she'd be alive. If she said, I won't turn my back to him, I'll sit behind him, I'll sit facing him, she might be still alive. But what are we to do when the lesson over and over and over again is safest bet, don't be near them? Safest bet. And who wants to gamble with their life? Your safest bet is don't be in a situation where they will also be there. Next safest bet, if you see them, get away. It doesn't matter if they notice. It doesn't matter if it's offensive or insulting. If that's your safest bet, who can argue that we shouldn't behave this way? Who would argue that you should risk your life and get stabbed in the neck for no reason like her or like Austin Metcalf because you don't want to be insensitive, because you'd hate to be racist? How's that going to make the super predator feel? Or, unfortunately, how would that make an ordinary black person feel? I care about my life more. And I'm a single man. I can't imagine what it's like for a family. God forbid you're a man with your girlfriend. God forbid you're a man with your wife, with your young children. At that point, you have an obligation to get away. You're going to gamble the life of you, your spouse, and your children because you don't want to be insensitive. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to be considered a prejudiced person, whatever that even means. Is it worth your life? Me, easy, no. You know, I like being alive. I don't like knives lodged in my throat. So I don't go near black people. And I understand perfectly well. There are a lot of black people that are not violent. And I understand perfectly well there are a lot of black people that are really good people. I'm not going to roll the dice. What if I'm wrong? I'd rather be alive. I'd rather be alive and too racist than dead and not racist enough. Is that simple enough? Is that simple enough for you? And that just has to do with personal survival. Who wants to live near these people? We see it. They take the Walmarts out of the neighborhood. First, they take the self-checkouts. They take the Walgreens, the McDonald's. They close the stores early. They put in place curfews, requirements for chaperones. Why? Because they fuck it all up. Because who's going to be at McDonald's at 2 a.m.? Because who's going to be after class tearing up McDonald's in a riot? Who's going to be at 7-Eleven stealing everything inside and ransacking the store? Who's going to be at Walmart going through the self-checkout and not scanning any of the items? And then they complain about food deserts. Really? Then they complain about redlining. It's not redlining, it's blacklining. We see what goes on. We see what accompanies the population. Crime, chaos, dishonesty, the idea that the rules don't apply, shamelessness, rudeness. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And it goes without saying, it's not every black person. Obviously, I think we're past that. We're past that having to be said. But it's enough of them at this point. And it's just this whole pattern, which is black people have no accountability for their actions. If they have these higher rates of violence, crime, etc., they blame it on the system. They blame it on some other thing. It's never them. It's never them it's never something genetic. It's never their actions on their own. It's always something else. Everywhere they go, they bring these problems. This is the story of Chicago, by the way. This is the story of Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit. Going back to the 60s when they burned these cities down over MLK Jr. and the race riots that happened before, during, and after.
Oh, I couldn't just let him pop his little shit no more. He got the nerve to talk about race riot. Bitch ass nigga, I got something for your little scrawny ass. Don't even worry, champ. I got about 10, maybe 12 individual cases of cities. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk this shit all the way down. I'm gonna do a whole series on this. I'm gonna stay on his neck. I'm gonna show, because people don't understand this. Most of the major cities, Memphis, Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, Houston, to name a few, they were built outside, like they used black towns that was already established. They incorporated them into the city limits to increase the tax spending. They took the tax dollar and turned around and created white suburbs. So, like, bro, this shit is the dumbest talking points, right? They burnt down my city in particular in Jacksonville. We had many black towns, right? La Villa, right, where the Ritz Theater, the famous Ritz Theater where blues was coined, and Ray Charles used to come down here. We had La Villa, we got Loretto, Durkeeville, Springfield. All these are historically black towns. They were around, some of them before the Civil War. Some of them were where Union soldiers stayed after the war was over so that they could keep the Confederates out of these towns. Because, like I said, in my city, Jacksonville is one of the biggest cities land mass wise per mile, per square mile or whatever. There was unincorporated towns that were created or that were incorporated into the city that we know as the Greater Jacksonville area. They built these suburban neighborhoods on the backs of the tax dollars that they was getting from these black towns that they incorporated. They did a whole study on it in my town because they was trying to figure out why La Villa was still uh, a ghetto to this day, right? Blacks in our town was trying to do something about it, but all the tax dollars was going to fund all these new schools. We had like three new high schools that was built on the south side, and it was no need for them bitches. Like they split schools up for kids and fucked up football teams that used to be dominant. That half the players had to go to one school, half the players went to a different school. All this shit go on still currently today, right? It was on steroids back in the day. So I literally have it queued up, right, to show Durkeeville. Some if you don't want to wait, you can look it up yourself. Durkeeville, Durkeeville. It's a historically black town. Springfield, historically black, that was incorporated into Jacksonville. Some of the some of the most rundown sides of the city now are in what is currently Durkeeville and currently Springfield, to the point where they turn them into historic sites and try to um uh preserve them by making it a part of the historical society, right? This what they doing in my city. This what they did in Tammany, Texas, right? And I can go through a list of other towns. Let's talk about the Red Summers. I'm gonna go in and lay down every every occurrence of this white fragility in mass on record. And then you're gonna turn around and say the race riots after MLK. Get your ass out of here. And then for smoke signal, right? I'm gonna address the smoke signal real quick. Cause he said this is pure propaganda. I can't believe you're going for this. That's why if you look at the thumbnail, he's on the thumbnail and it says grifting off low IQs. He is a grifter. His platform was already canceled back in 2014, 2015. He has been re-platformed over the past 6 months because, like I said earlier, these liberals, they've been trying so hard to get a win rather than putting in the actual work because the shit is easy. Is they giving out the breadcrumbs, but they don't want to do their own work to dunk on the conservatives. So they pick up what a white guy in his basement is saying that they agree with, and they platform him again like he not a piece of shit, right? So he got a New York Times piece where they're talking about him. They got people doing videos talking about he about to be the new face of the Republican Party. So I'm not platforming this nigga. He's already been platformed, deplatformed, and replatformed. So we passed that. I'm bringing awareness because it seems that we have a lot of black people in this space, this fake conservative space, that are trying to position themselves because all this is around money and views. So niggas are trying to chase the views, and all the views is coming from these white people who are racist. So they're hoping that, hey man, we can get his. If we just say we fuck with him and we take him under our wing, we'll get the views. That's all this shit is behind, right? But what you're doing at the same time is you're furthering the narrative, and at the same time you're legitimizing this type of behavior. Now you got to deal with it in mass, and they're gonna have to put belt the ass again. So this is what this shit all come down to, right? And this shit is this shit is not even. Hold up, look at this dude. Let's look at this dude. Let me take this banner down. Let's take this banner down. Look at him, right? This is the dude. So I ain't gonna lie, he do look like he be scared all the time. Like he do look like soon as he see a nigga, he'll be scared. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So while I do feel like he is performative, I do feel like he is speaking from an honest place. Like, look at Buddy. You know what I'm saying? He looks fragile. he like 23 or he like 25, but he look like he 36. You know what I'm saying? Like he got all that shit going on. So let me show you this. Let me show you this.
Tell me in what meaningful way is Candace Owens different than the killer, other than she's yet to kill? She's literally a schizophrenic black man. The black man that stabbed this woman said that, like, aliens were talking to him. That's practically what Candace Owens is saying every day. Do you see her show these past couple of days? She's saying, like, the Stanford prison experiment, every number that the prisoner wore corresponds to a military base. And she said that the Macrons were in the cult of Dionysus. And it's just like every day it just gets crazier. So yeah, she's a legitimate schizophrenic black man. I'm surprised that I let myself walk into her house. I guess I thought it was cool if her husband was white. But if I saw Candace Owens walking down the street late at night, I would turn and run the other way. Because around blacks, never relax. I don't care who they are. You know, if I saw Candace Owens walking down the street with those broad shoulders, those long arms swinging, I don't know what fucking gender she is. You don't know these days. You can't tell. She looks like a young adolescent black man, like, can do the right thing. She looks like bugging out. She looks like Mookie. She's like, after that, everywhere they go, they bring these.
So, as you just heard, he just called a black woman a black man, right? You know, that's the whole, that's like, that's even then though, like I said, all this shit is performative. So the stuff that he leans into is kind of like lazy racism, like lethargic racism. Like I'm from Jacksonville. The city next to us is called Middleburg. It was literally built as a safe haven for Confederate soldiers. The whole town is all white. I know real racists. I know real racist jokes. The shit he be doing be like, like it's not even like it's like he ain't really like he ain't from that cloth for real, to say the least. You know, so but that's his audience, and he's speaking for these people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of compare the nigga to like y'all Aboriginals because a lot of the shit these Aboriginals be saying they don't believe,
Like
but they know
Mookie
the
from
people
Do the
who
Right
travel.
Thing. She's going to throw a trash can through Kuiper headquarters. She looks like Mookie. She looks like fucking Spike Lee. I see Candace Owens come down the street late at night. I can't tell. It's too dark to see. All I see are her eyes and her teeth. I don't know what's going on there. She's muttering to herself about space isn't real. She's talking about the flat earth, the Frankists. I don't know what any of that means. I'm going to turn and walk in the other direction. So, you know, look, the rules are rules. I didn't make them. I saw Candace Owens on the subway. I would hide my children. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Candace Owens is out there on the prowl. She's going to be like Silence of the Lambs. She's going to be cutting people's faces off. Are you transgender? Are you She's, mark my words, Candace Owens possibly.
You see how he doing, right? But these people like Candace, panders to that audience, right? Then they kick her back in. Nobody come to her rescue. This is gonna. He did the same thing to Jason Whitlock, right? I'm gonna play this real quick because this was hilarious. Hold up, Shawty was in.
I didn't touch you, man.
Not that long ago, and I can't stand another man touching me.
Well, no one did that.
Yeah.
Is this a prank?
Yeah, he won't go away. He
You're
needs to
in-
go away. He's the fucking problem.
I need to leave.
We'll take it to the
I still got. Okay. She threw some of my stuff.
Okay.
Hell if I know. I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry.
She wasn't sorry when she cut in line and then
You!
screamed
I didn't see you.
to make it. Oh, I just asked her if she saw anyone in line.
Just fucking leave. Just go.
That's an
Leave.
adult.
You're making it
I'm just
Ah. Hey, bro, I'm gonna play that again, bro. because I am exhausted. Okay, I am fatigued. I don't even like going to Walmart.
I didn't touch you,
I
man.
was raped not that long ago, and I can't stand another man touching me.
Well, no one did that.
I just can't.
Is this a prank?
I can't. He won't go away. He
You're
needs to
in-
go away. He's the fucking problem.
I need to leave.
Just welcome. We'll take you to
I still got. Okay. She threw some of my stuff.
Okay. Where's your stuff?
Hell if I know. I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry.
She wasn't sorry when she cut in line and then
You!
screamed
I didn't see you.
to make it. Oh, I just asked her if she saw anyone in line.
Just fucking leave. Just go.
That's an
Leave.
adult.
You're making it loud.
Let's just walk up
I'm
to
just
them.
talking.
Walk up to them. Walk with Chris. Walk with Chris.
Just to calm everything down.
I didn't touch you,
I
man.
was raped not that long ago, and I can't stand another man touching me.
So yeah, I'm fatigued from shit like that, right? So it's a host of them videos. Man, I got them bitches on deck. You understand me? Hold on. I'm in this thing. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead. We're gonna give y'all a little tape real quick. I'm gonna just pause on the message. That's what they be on anyway. I be on, I'm with the bullshit. I don't give no fucks. I ain't got no sense. So yeah, I follow a little collective, right? This is what they be pushing. So listen, bro, you gotta stay swift. You know my motto. You gotta stay swift. All right, so this right here, beautiful. Come on, gang. They trying to stop my shine. Ooh, they trying to stop my shine. Hold up. Why that bit buffering like that? Man, this is hold on, bro. This collective is undefeated. If I could just get one of these videos to play. I might have to queue up a couple of videos, bro. My bad. My son needed something. Hold on. Rapist. You feel me? The child racist starter pack because it was made, but look, it's made on the back of the criminal starter pack, right? So this is what circulate the webs, right? This is what they push, the criminal starter pack, right? Oh, that's what y'all on? Well, we gonna look up these stats and shit. Fuck, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cause these niggas don't really want to look at the stats for real. Then we pull out different starter pack. Oh man, all this, anti that. Hold up, where my mouse at? All this, anti this, anti that. Then when you come with the rapist starter pack, now they tripping. They don't like that. Hold up, let me make this shit go. Let me read this off, right? Since it's always the same crowd, right? Caught by the FBI for threatening to shoot up black preschool and skin 20 innocent black babies like animals all over a YouTube comment. Deranged, unhinged. Zachary Charles Newell, 25, admits to posting vile racist threats. I'm going to shoot up a black preschool. 20 black babies will be shot and then skinned like animals they are. Only faces 5 years in federal prison. right? So when we pay attention, the rhetoric is always the same, right? It hasn't changed in 150 years. They've been doing the same political cartoons for 150 years, trying to depict you a certain type of way. They fabricate your image, plaster it all over the screen, and then tell you they're afraid of it. Like racists are mostly fat, ugly cowards, right? But right now, they're trying to attract the youth, right? They're trying to get the youth involved. They're trying to make it look cool to be racist. You know what I'm saying? That's what this whole situation was about. They're trying to make this shit cool. They goof ass shit. Oh, let's get back to Fuentes real quick. I got a little sidetrack. I need to keep the videos over there. So let's look at this skinny, frail, pale snail. What he got? Everything is about the Jews and the blacks. Like I said, it's a book that was written 150 years ago. Right? He ain't doing nothing. He a fake Pat Buchanan or whatever the white boy name was. He a fake Buchanan clone. That's a good question, V dope. I would say a good percentage. Look at the most common. This is the most common, right? Most common interracial couple. But what they push, that is the agenda that they claiming that is the problem. Your boy right there, Bozo. You know what I'm saying? Should be ridiculous, right? Lost in 1865, lost in 1945, still losing today, but they out this bitch tweeting and posting, posting and tweeting, tweeting and posting, posting and tweeting. Dedicated. That's what we call you in the city. We'll see that shit. We'll be like, boy, you dedicated ass nigga, get your ass out of here. Boy, you dedicated as fuck. Lame ass nigga. You dedicated as hell. Got Chaz on his ass. Look at what he said about Kent. Just look how he talk about this. And she's supposed to be on the side. She had an interview with the nigga, really platformed him.
Influencers on the right wing. She dedicates so much time to attacking Emmanuel Macron, who, in case you don't know this, he is the president of France. Now, France is a European nation. It is across the ocean from us. She did a 6-part series. It's hours and hours and hours of content about the president of France's wife. To my knowledge, she has not done a single show since the election about J.D. Vance. Not a single show, to my knowledge. She showed some clip from a show in September of last year where she expressed some mild criticisms of Vance. She does a 6-part series about Macron. Our vice president is currently attempting to usurp the MAGA movement on behalf of Israel and Silicon Valley. She's got nothing to say about it. Nothing to say about it. Where's the expose? Don't show me a clip from a year ago. Sorry, that's not going to cut it. You did a 6-part series on Emmanuel Macron. You did a 2-part series rehabilitating Harvey Weinstein. You have done zero shows on J.D. Vance, the usurper-in-chief of the MAGA movement, working with Israel, working on behalf of Silicon Valley. What's the deal with that? And she comes at me today and says, you're defending Macron, who's a pedophile. Listen, I don't really care about Macron. I honestly just don't care that much. I don't think Macron is married to his dad. I'll say that much. His marriage is definitely weird and creepy. I'll give you that much. But I really just don't care that much because that's France. I care about America. The show is called America.
So his show is called America First, which is not a new slogan. This should go back to the fucking 40s. I could show you shit from the 40s. I could show you this nigga Buchanan run on America First. All they do is keep doing the same old shit. Nothing that he's saying is new. Nothing that they are pushing is new. That's why he has to put neo in front of his shit. He is a neo Confederate. He is a neo segregationist. It's the same old beliefs. They're putting neo in front of them now. That's why he just said it's not called redlining, it's called blacklining. It ain't no such thing as food deserts. The companies are doing the right thing by taking the companies out of your cities, out of your neighborhoods. This is what he say, right? You got to keep tabs on it, but he speak out both sides of his face. So first of all, he half Mexican. So let's start there. You know what I'm saying? But he really Mexican. Yeah, let's see him go scorch earth, cause this is what they want to see. A white dude getting shit off on a black lady. That's what they want to
Honestly,
see.
a lot of them are dumb, and all they know how to do is just the fucking talking points.
Look,
I'm
so
trying to give her a real turn. It's like all these people, all these fucking people, and by that I don't mean black people, I mean turning point people, conservatives. I think honestly a lot of them are dumb, and all they know how to do is just the fucking talking points. I'm trying to give her a real, I mean, it's like all these people, all these fucking people, and by that I don't mean black people, I mean turning point people, conservatives. I think honestly a lot of them are dumb, and all they know how to do is just the fucking talking points. I'm trying to give her a real critique here. I said, look, we're in the middle of a war. Let's talk about issues. You want to talk about text messages? This isn't good stuff. She goes, oh, you're playing a victim. Oh, you all you do is complain and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, if you just had even the slightest amount of humility, you would understand what I'm saying. If you had the slightest amount of humility or empathy or anything like that, and weren't so full of yourself and entitled, you would kind of get where I'm coming from here. But you're incapable of that, obviously. And it was even true in the debate. In the debate, we're talking about interracial marriages. And I said, can you understand why someone would value their race? And she goes, no, because I'm in an interracial marriage. I'm like, yeah, I know that. But can you step outside of yourself and see it from another person's perspective? No. And it was borderline. It was like a combination of total stuck-up bitch, but also a combination of I did eat breakfast this morning. It's like literally the worst of both worlds. The worst of conceited, passive-aggressive bitch but I did eat dinner last night come together for just like the most obtuse, unpleasant, rude experience that I've ever.
So as you can see, he holds no punches against her, right? Let me show you something else, right? Because I'm really not my dog conservative, Chicago conservative. Even though I really would have a conversation with that nigga, but I still say I think he bootlegging right now. I fuck with him, but let me go to this. Hold on, 'cause I don't fuck with Joy at all. And I'm gonna get on Anton Daniels' head too. 'Cause that boy, that is something serious. Yeah, he dedicated. We ain't worry about your little chats. Get your shit off in the chat. We encourage you to get all your little shit off in the chat. I just put this motherfucker in the Fuentes list. Hold on. I probably go back to the ball. See, I go for days with this. Probably go to the ball. Who that did that? There's that go. Gotta stay swift. You know I'm on everything.
I'm turning 65 this year, but I have never seen any cargo pants that look can feel this good. For years, I got set enough of stiff, hot jeans. The insufferable hot jeans and the...
Yeah, I know.
And
Trying
when
to
are black
co-op.
people going to turn that around? I'm so sick of, and I think all of society is sick of hearing about all these excuses. And even the conservative blacks will give them, like Jason Whitlock is a perfect example. When I gave a similar monologue about Austin, the conservative blacks will give them, like Jason Whitlock is a perfect example. When I gave a similar monologue about Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, Jason Whitlock, who's a black conservative at the Blaze, said that this is a demonic sentiment. He said the problem is a lack of Christianity or something or other. The problem is a lack of accountability. And I think a lot of black people hide behind these various things, whether it's the liberals that say it's slavery and racism, or it's the conservatives, and they blame it on welfare, hip hop, or the Great Society. It starts with you. It starts with every individual black person making choices like we all do. Who's raising these fucking people? Who's raising these people? It's other black people. It's baby mamas and baby daddies. I mean, who's perpetuating this? And who does it benefit to make these excuses and to say it's everybody else? So I see this stuff and look, yeah, we are going to call it out. We, the Americans, we the white people of America, we the peaceful, law-abiding, tax-paying people of America are saying, hey, blacks, get your shit together.
All right, so I want to stop this real quick because him bringing up Jason Whitlock, I actually watched Jason Whitlock, and what's funny about the whole thing is that him and Jason Whitlock are actually very much aligned in their thinking. However, they separate slightly. And even in this situation, Jason Whitlock called out the very same things that he's calling out. But he did blame it's the culture of black people. I remember the entire show was, maybe I'll actually put it on here. The entire show was, I think, on disc culture. And he was talking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, but he was talking about overall black culture and how it impacts black people in a different way because we have not embraced Christianity or the values of Christianity. Now, black.
My bad, I was tending to myself. I'm not gonna listen to this nigga narrative at all. He just has, I'm not going to rumble for this nigga Nick Fuentes' content. I'd rather just take it from somebody on YouTube who already has replayed it. But I got Rumble on my phone, right? Hold up, Vino. I'm gonna let you get your shit off because I need all the people, the black people who support Nick Fuentes. I need them to be able to voice their opinion. You understand? So don't even trip. I want you to be able to speak your piece because we need to understand what the hell going on. But I'm not gonna listen to him because he, first of all, Whitlock is a goofball, right? I just want to get to the commentary itself that he said that he made to Whitlock, which is about right, I think.
I want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing.
Dang, who the fuck is doing that? What is he talking about? Yo, listen, bro. You gotta get offline. This is crazy. Yo, and to Cozy Scratch, bro. You don't have good listening skills, gang. I said I have Rumble on my phone. I watch the videos myself, so I know his vantage point. But I don't have the time to go and screen grab the Rumble video or to log in to Rumble on my computer. I'm not doing all that. Hey, listen, bro, we can take the clip that somebody already made because I don't want to do nothing but address his dumbass rhetoric. I'm not going through and teaching this nigga and showing the platform and doing all that shit. You can make another white channel and replay his videos. There's whole videos I can get, but I'm not showing all his videos because he's a goofball, right? That's not what I'm doing. The point I'm doing, and I'm gonna stay on his neck every day. I'm addressing it. What you're saying makes no sense. Not only do it make no sense, it's frail, pale, and it's snail. Don't nobody care about that shit, man. Don't nobody care about none of that shit you saying. Ain't no DEI stopping you from getting nothing. Ain't no. Come on, bro. That shit is you being a victim. It be that victim complex shit. But let me get back to my video. I'm gonna let you rock out in the chat and shit like that. Look, we got Nick Fuentes earned this black card. Like this, is what the blacks been saying about this dude. Let's let my dog Dark Brand. I like Dark Brandon. He be doing his little thing. He does good commentary on Nick Fuentes. Shout out to Dark Brandon. Y'all go follow
The police
Dark
don't want
Brandon.
you to know this, but the reason we always ask for your insurance first before your registration is because we know with
Y'all go follow Dark
Hey there,
Brandon.
folks. Hope you're doing well today. Boy, do we have an interesting video for you today. Today, we're going to be looking at the Cartier family. They have a YouTube channel. They've seen a lot of success. They have 1.5 million subscribers, and they are a group of Black conservatives. And the video we're going to watch them watch is from Nick Fuentes, you know, that white nationalist. And the video is called Dear Black People. So, you know, we expect this to go off the rails pretty quick.
I think Black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these Black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel, and...
Wait, was that Nick Empathy Fuentes talking about people being cruel and insensitive? Remember, Mr. Your Body, My Choice?
There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling? Dude, it's a ceiling made of fucking bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling.
And so, obviously, Nick Fuentes is just a troll. And the really sad thing is that the Cartier family is associated with him. They both fall under this conservative tent. They're basically peers. So it'll be interesting to see if they embrace these ideas or push back. Let's keep going.
You know, look, nobody hates Black people for being Black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about Black people is because most people's interactions with Black people are negative. Most people's interactions with Black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that.
Okay, and this is worth touching on, right? Racism isn't just slurs or burning crosses. It's when you take negative experiences with individuals and generalize them to an entire race. It's pattern matching people's worst moments to their skin color and then excusing your bias as data. It's saying, when I see a white guy speeding, he's just late. But when a Black guy speeds, he's dangerous. That's not truth. That's racist logic, where whiteness gets nuance and Blackness gets blame. And where do we see all this, right? They're just emulating the victim in chief, Donald Trump, who blames everyone else for their problems, right? This is the society we live in. No ownership, just blame.
Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that Black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say?
And so what we see Nick doing here is trying to define racism in a way where he could never be guilty of it. He's not prejudiced. You're just misbehaving. It's the equivalent of saying, I don't hate water. I just refuse to drink it because it's wet.
And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist. You're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please, come right on in.
Why is he this way?
Oh my God, bro.
A Japanese knife for $20? Holy shit, this deal is insane. But they literally have too many knives and need them gone fast. So I'm at my neighbor's barbecue last weekend, and I
Mic check, mic check. Let me know if my shit patching. Cause this right here, first of all, like I said, shout out to Dark Brandon. He did his thing in this video. But what I'm saying is very simple, bro. This shit is all rhetoric, right? He's performative. He's in a basement. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. But what I'm trying to address, look at these three black fellas. The one dude bust out laughing like a straight goof. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck he was laughing so hard for. Like, I'm looking like, bro, clearly he probably had some type of traumatic experience where, like, he either got beat up or his girl got taken by a nigga or something. Like, bro, you see that nigga in the other. Let me go back to him. That was crazy, bro. To watch him laugh like that, even his brother was like, bro, chill out, bro. That shit wasn't even that funny, gang. Like, you just laughing to laugh. You trying to, that's what I'm saying. Nigga be licking the boot. And then when they call you out for it and they call you a bitchy token black, because that's quote verbatim, he called a nigga a bitchy token black. And now you out there, bitch, you still caping. Man, y'all lies. Ain't no hope for some. If we get the word out, you know, we can change a couple minds, but ain't no hope for some. That's a fact. I don't know if Buddy who just laughed like that got any hope. Like the way that nigga just popped his little laugh off, he a fucking goofy. His girl probably got taken by a nigga who sold weed or something. And he taking it to heart. Brother, we ain't got nothing to do with that. You probably was a corn bean.
People go, well, you're racist. You're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please, come right on in.
Why is he this way?
Oh my God.
Like, Jit got up, like, bro, Jit got up and walked away. He laughed so hard. First of all, his lame ass nigga pointed at the camera, got up, walked away laughing so hard. I don't know about anybody else in the chat, but I do have the experience that he asked about. Do you have the experience of, oh man, when black people come, it's gonna be a great, that's the exact experience that I be having. I seek out black establishments, places on side of towns where I know it's gonna be black people at. So I'm gonna feel a little bit more like it's gonna be my vibe. I live in a white ass area right now, right? I live in a very white area. I don't like to eat over here. I don't eat no food over here. If I'm gonna go eat some food somewhere, if I'm gonna eat out, I'm gonna go out. Even if it's a chain restaurant, I'm gonna go to a chain restaurant on the side of town where there's some people that look like me at. Because I know I'm finna get a certain type of service. I know they ain't finna be bullshitting me or treating me some type of way. So For the fact for you to even sit and be busting out laughing like that, like you have a completely different experience, or you're caping for the establishment, brother. You sound goofy, laughing like that. Even your brother's looking at you like, man, get your ass back in here, lame ass nigga. Like, bro, every time I go out, I'm looking, hey man, I'm not where the niggas at, right? If the niggas ain't came through here, it's not finna be jumping. Everybody know that. Motherfuckers copy and paste. Like, let's start there. Motherfuckers copy and they paste. You know what I'm saying? Everything they do come from us. You want to go where we go to eat. You want to go where we go to shop. You want to dress like us. You want to talk like us. You want to watch the stuff we watch so you can communicate like we communicate. Like, bro, this whole slum tourism thing, the Tommy G's, the what's the nigga who got shot in what's the white boy that got Brandon Buckingham? This whole industry of slum tourism been around. This is the American culture, right? So you doing all that it don't change me nothing. This shit showing everything, proving me what I already know, dude. The minstrels, all this shit built on this shit. Slum tourism, this shit is 100 years in the making. This is American pop culture, to be racist and to fabricate stories about black people. It's the American way. So you're not fooling me, gang. I said this gonna be a series. We're gonna go pound for pound every day on your ass. This is an introduction. Nick Fuentes, I'm on your ass.
Oh my God, bro.
So this is straight up plantation logic, right? Be quiet, be polite, be non-threatening, and maybe we'll treat you like people. The price of respect should not be obedience.
My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
It's a good point he ended on right there. To a lot of black people, it is always somebody else's fault.
And so out of the gate, we immediately start seeing them sympathize with his ideas and aligning with some of his ideas. Very concerning.
There's two different races of black people here. We have regular black people like us here, and then we have Gus. And he described option B there.
Well, I mean, he lives in Chicago, so I'm sure
there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
But there is a difference. Like, I'm sorry, but there is a difference.
Hold on. What percent of us? There is a difference.
What percent? It's two different races of people completely.
So this is what happens when internalized racism tries to cosplay as social commentary, right? You have regular black people like us is the same energy as I'm not like other girls. If other girls were targets of every racist policy for 400 years. So congratulations, you just called yourself the teacher's pet in a classroom run by white nationalists.
Yes, but what percent of us are? I don't know. A lot. What estimate?
I would say
55,
nah,
45.
Not even that high. I would say like, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how many, but I know that I would
say about 70.
Nah,
70's too high.
Nah.
70.
I would say.
So this is why I kept running the play. And shout out to Dark Brandon. Please go subscribe to Dark Brandon on YouTube. He does amazing content. I really like his content. So please go subscribe. You could stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe and come back if you want to, if you feel like you're gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like the video on the way out and back in or something like that. But bro, he said 70%. He literally said 70% of black people are what he would describe as quote unquote. He's basically saying the hard ERs. He's trying to say degenerates. What they're really speaking to is which part of the culture is degenerate. And this is why this conversation is been disingenuous this whole time. And I'm really not I'm not going all the way into it. I'm gonna slow build on this. This conversation is about low class versus middle class versus elite. This is what we talk about really. You showing a light on the ghettos of America with this Tommy G shit, with the Buckinghams of the world, it doesn't do nothing good at all but make white people who's filming it more money, and it pushes the narrative to displace further the people that they in the communities filming. Meanwhile, there are white degenerates that might not get the same coverage, but they're getting filmed too. I be seeing them trailer park videos, and they be toe up, smoking meth, walking down the street, tranked all out. They be everywhere. They be the number one crack dealer. Best everybody know the crack dealer riding around in a white person car right now. So it's like it's it's a whole lot of shit going on out here, but they want to try to fabricate it like it's just one demographic. Because what's really going on is these degenerates, they trying to hide behind the computer screen while they looking at other degenerate behavior. Your timeline is degenerate, fam. That's why you keep seeing degenerate shit all day. If every time you get on your timeline, all you see is somebody punching somebody out, or somebody shooting somebody, or somebody yelling and screaming in the Walmart, that means you're a degenerate. I don't see none of that shit on my timelines, gang. I literally, what I just showed y'all, that is a separate Twitter that I have, and that Twitter is literally created for this very thing. I said I'm gonna keep track and keep tabs on white supremacists because I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. This is what I've been plotting on this shit for at least 7 months, sitting back watching this shit. Like, bro, y'all ass regurgitating this same America First bullshit, but it's really some to try to sugarcoat this fake racist behavior like you're trying to incite a fake red summer. It's a listen, gang. Let's start there. That's why he trying to turn up, talking about I can't stay around him. The situation with the Ukrainian woman who died is clear as day. It's a mismanagement of someone with a brain uh this nigga has schizophrenia, bro. His mom had him involuntarily committed after he got out of jail because she said she ain't recognize him. So somebody can go to jail for 5 years, come out, the mother like, hey man, that's not my son. He looking past me. They get evaluated. They say he's schizophrenic. He getting violent, and there ain't no place for this man to get treated at because they don't care nothing about you being an addict. They don't care nothing about you being schizophrenic. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Put him in jail. That's how they looking at it. Ever since I can't remember since at least the 90s, I want to say. I think the 70s. So all this shit is a game. And I'm on y'all ass. And then this dude, your name is Helmholtz Watson. I don't think that's your real name. I don't know anybody in America named Helmholtz that's not a first generation. Second of all, I'm knowing you have no lived experiences. You don't, bro. I can show the demographic map. You don't live around black people. America is a segregated place. I swear. I don't know why y'all trying to act like all this integration has taken place. Like, what are we talking about? Every city in America is segregated. Every single city. Why are we playing games? That's why I don't even address the nonsense, man. Let me get back into my bag. Cause he said 70% of blacks he thinks are degenerate. This is a black person. He looked black. I don't know his lineage. You know, some people might say he a tether. But let's peep what's going on.
But I know
I would
that
say about
Hear my son
70.
turned up in the
Nah,
70s too.
nah.
Lingo kids.
70.
I would say
It's
like
not the majority.
And so this is it, right? This is dividing marginalized communities into acceptable and deviant. This is just reinforcing the white gaze as a standard. So historically, this tactic was used by colonial powers to control colonized people and reward those who mimic the oppressor and shame the rest, right? This is divide and conquer being live streamed right here.
So you're telling me that it's not healthy to obsess over your partner 24/7 like I do? What you've described there is often associated with an anxious attachment style. As soon as you notice your partner pulling away, confusion arises and you want to solve it. Maybe you're constantly feeling on your toes, like what is their next move going to be? Do they still like me or not? It keeps us in this perpetual state of what's next. Why does that happen though? We gravitate towards it because we might have learned to associate love with intensity. Really? So what do I do to fix this? I'd want to develop a more secure attachment style, and the good news is that is actually something that you can work towards. Therapy, like BetterHelp, is a great place to learn more about yourself, understand why you think the way that you do, and become the person you want to be. By signing in with BetterHelp, you can match with a licensed therapist who specializes in relationships, all through the comfort of your own home. Oh, that's convenient. But what if I don't get along with my therapist? Well, therapy is all about finding the right fit.
I think the point that he made about rude, inconsiderate behavior from people and negative interactions could sour you to a people, and I think that's a valid opinion. I think that's a valid outlook to have. I mean, if I had a bunch of negative interactions with someone, I would think negatively of that someone.
And so the idea here is that negative experiences shape perception, and he calls that valid. Yes, and arsenic can be found in nature. It doesn't mean you should drink it. Personal experience doesn't equal universal truth. If you keep having bad experiences with a specific group, maybe check your surroundings or your attitude.
Sad though.
I don't know, man.
It is sad, but I ain't lie. The way to end it is to do what we do. I feel like it, to call it out, and we can't just spare people's feelings anymore. That's why I'm not mad at what he said at all.
Well, I don't know. I think there just has to be some sort of accountability among Black people. Like if Black people as a collective stop defending that behavior and justifying that behavior and then accepting it as Black behavior, then it would be frowned upon. But a lot of this stuff is accepted and defended by Black people. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, they're hungry. Oh, they're this, they're that.
They had to.
It's always a defense from Black people. So it's almost a justifying that behavior.
And this part right here really pisses me off, right? We can't spare people's feelings anymore. That's why I'm not mad at what he said. You're not sparing feelings. You're sparing racism from accountability. You're not brave for saying what racists love to hear. You're not truth-telling. It's trend chasing with the side of self-denial. And so this is the popular rhetorical trick. Claim the moral high ground by pretending you're the only one telling it like it is, when you're actually just regurgitating old stereotypes. Racism thrives when it wears the costume of honesty.
Well, I mean,
They have finances built into their religion. A payment of sorts for services rendered for an incentive.
Are you struggling in your calculus class? Do you have a hard time understanding your instructor? Do you wish there was a simpler way?
Acceptance of Nick Fuentes with young men. Because I'm not the only one that's pointed out like, hey man, the young men that I mentor, involve myself with, just talk with, they're all reacting to Nick Fuentes. They all have some sort of attraction to Nick Fuentes and his message. And we can't keep ignoring this and thinking, you know, we're going to just hold another conference somewhere and some group meeting and it's all going to go away. It's not. He's resonating with young people, including young Black men. Let's play SOT number 5.
there's got to be one real nigga. Can the real please stand up? There has to be one real left in America, in this damn country. Are there any real niggas left that actually got censored and banned on YouTube? Where's the real niggas?
For real, like he's undeniably stayed true to his point and
He's
unwavered since the day that I first even discovered him. And I think the more and more I listen to him and the more and more I grow and mature as a man, I think he's right. Like he just makes a lot of points. Now, do I agree with everything he says? No, but that's naturally. I'm not a person that agrees with everyone, but I think a lot of what he says is undeniably the truth.
He's winning.
You're going back in chains. I'm kidding, of course. I don't even particularly mind Jason Whitlock, but I don't care. If that was Thomas Sowell's face, I'd be laughing. A black face making that face after what he just watched. Look at his eyes. Welcome to the club, buddy. I've been making that face my whole life. My turn to laugh. It's not your word anymore. Oh my God, I'm actually crying. That was actually cathartic. That felt really good. Now, a huge influence on Nick's politics is the paleo-conservatism popularized by Pat Buchanan. Here was Pat Buchanan's political ad from the year 2000.
An executive order saying that English is no longer America's national language. It's Executive Order 13136.
Thank you for calling 911. Please listen for your language. For Spanish, press 1. For Korean, press 2.
Do you ever miss English? Immigration is out of control. Bush and Gore are writing off English for good. What can you do? Vote for the third party that puts Americans first. Vote Buchanan for president.
For Swahili, press 12.
So that ad really hits home with me because...
What up, you know?
What it do? What it do? What's up, man? Why you getting? That's a little weak white dude. You giving him a lot to play.
Nah, he not. So I need you to look him up. He just got an editorial in the Washington Post or the New York Times, one of them big ass things I just seen.
Oh, he a writer.
Yeah, he started in the riots, right? But this is he becoming the face of the alt-right. So look, what I'm doing now, I'm giving a political understanding because a lot of people don't even know what the left and the right is right now. Everything is
Were you saying that he the right?
Yeah, he on the right. He Trump. He with Trump and them.
Okay, all right.
So this whole situation, I'm bringing awareness. I'm trying to bring political understanding because it's only really two positions, and both of them have been watered down. Everybody's a conservative, everybody is a liberal, right? That's how all you hear. You know what I'm saying? The liberals, the conservatives, the liberal, the conservative, but really it's a whole different shit. It's a whole shit going on. You feel me? The conservatives really broken down into the neo-Confederates and the neo-segregationists, and then the other little branch. But a big portion, when you asked me the question earlier about how much percentage you think is racist, I would say at least 50%. We have to start at 50%, go higher from there, just based on the demographics of the Republicans and the ideologies that make up the Republican Party. All of them is based in and rooted in racism, and then you got to factor in the people that's racist on the Democrat side. You feel me? So the numbers to me is at least over 50. I'm saying I'm giving 65 as far as who is automatically off the top racist. But who I think is degenerate, I say as far as blacks, probably like between 5 and 15, 20%. You know.
So what you saying, all right, well, you're a little younger than me, so you saying that majority of the white folks that you kind of went to school with or that's from your era, or you kind of know, like, you know, are you saying that they kind of fucked up like that, or you saying most of the most of the older people is fucked up like that.
So that's I'm glad you labeled it like that. So growing up, I would have looked at it as they parents tripping. They cool. We listening to rap music, we ride around, making pops, all this and that. And then now that I'm older, life done set in. I'm seeing these people again, and now I'm back in my city, but I live on the outskirts. So every time I come to the side of town that I'm from, I'm bumping into certain people. I'm seeing people. I'm hearing this and that, and it's these people different now. These people they rocking with Fuentes. They on some literal. These people want to be segregated. These people think that black people they believe they believe it's difference in races, right? Which we know it's no difference, but y'all, you might believe it's a difference. They believe the difference is they smarter than us, right? That's what this whole shit is about. That's what this whole slavery shit was about. So if a nigga think we two different species, they thinking us like we pit bulls and they wolves and shit like that, then they playing games that we not playing.
I mean, when they got these type of examples, though, I mean, I guess we got examples too. You know what I'm saying? Where they, where you got mass shooters and you got, as far as them doing what they doing. But when you got the example like we got in Charlotte, it's kind of hard. I ain't gonna say it's hard, but I mean, I can see what them, saying what they saying and kind of upset about that.
So when you saying, are you saying that based on the fact that you can see people and you can see the crimes going on the TV screen and on your social media feed?
No, I'm talking about as far as like, man, I already don't be seeing too many white boys really getting at niggas. As far as like getting at niggas, like the way that niggas be getting, like the way that niggas kind of be getting down and shit. I really don't see too many white boys moving like that. I ain't say that it ain't no white boys moving on how they be moving, but it ain't too many gangster white boys I didn't witness. You know what I'm saying?
So if they do it different, and that's why they look. That's why they look at niggas a certain way, right? Niggas have been stuck into, and we since we gonna talk about this. Niggas are stuck on the soldier phase. They are like a low level gangster criminal organization. These criminals, they have different tiers and different structures that insulate shit to protect the top, right? So it looks different. We got the biker gangs, right? We got the Aryan nations. We got the different fraternal organizations, society, police, and the firefighter societies. This is how that shit looks to them. But they do the same and they play the same games.
All right, so what you saying that they got these different levels, which they all connected because they all brothers and cousins. And then, but we don't be connected like how they connected. It's like we kind of, I don't know. I mean, we connected, but it ain't as strong. It ain't as tight as how they is. I mean, but even though they kind of falling apart right now because, they kind of really going at each other right now. You know what I'm saying? But still at the same time, as far as they connections, as far as they connections and our connections at the top, as far as like the black people at the top, they not connected to the people at the bottom. As far as the black people at the bottom, like they connected to the white people at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of see they structure and why they saying, hold on, we moving a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because we moving in a different structure than what they kind of got set up.
I agree to a certain extent. But then now we got to call out the five play. So I don't know if you know who Jasmine Crockett is, but like I said, this is going to be a series I'm doing every single day. I'm trying to get my numbers up. So it's this. I'm finna Jasmine Crockett, right? I like Jasmine Crockett. She's a black lady and she's in government, right? She speak her mind. She remind me of my mom or my auntie. She's like a regular woman. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, she's highly educated. I guess her family is so-called black elite, right? She went to what is known as like a private prestigious school, I think in Missouri or something like that. So she highly educated all the way from kindergarten all the way up through, right? But at the same time, she still don't take no shit. So she might be in the Congress office on the congressional floor. They might be saying some little slick shit, and she might call them out off the rip, be like, "Hey, we ain't doing all that." And the way and the tone that she used it, they try to label her as ghetto, right? But then at the same time, they see she gaining the people hearts, right? She getting white people, she getting black people. We got white political commentators on the Democratic side. They start copying her style, start talking and being like overly rambunctious and demonstrative with they pundit skills and all of that. They start copying her style and shit because they seeing it's gravitating to the people and the base is liking that. You know what the white people come and do on the other side? They come and paint the narrative that she grew up rich and she don't have no connection. She fake ghetto. So then when they trying to show that wedge between the top and the bottom, because once you go to the top and they see the bottom and the top has got some type of connection, they understand that's a power dynamic that they gotta stop. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But I think that they gonna do that off the rip because she ain't playing the same game as far as the game that they got set up on how you supposed to, as far as the behavior of whatever game that they got set up like that, as far as how you got to be courtesy and how you know what I'm saying. They can really, they kind of really put that on your character once you step to them certain type of levels and you get on that type of little playing field. So that's what I'm saying. Like we still gotta, just like you say, you gotta stay a little bit more swift, and we can't be showing certain things. I guess this ain't the time really to be showing certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? Until we do get to a position to where niggas can kind of stand on that, because you see how they kind of just pushed her out the way. She did all that, and I like her. You know what I'm saying? I like her. Like, all right, she talking. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, she sound like my sister and shit like that, and the people that I know. So yeah, it was a good thing to hear that. But shit, you see, they just pushed her out the way, and now niggas really ain't nobody really backing her, as far as ain't no other black people backing her. Ain't no black people with no big money backing her. You know what I'm saying? That's the connections that I be talking about.
Yeah, well that's another thing too that a lot of niggas don't like to touch on, but like the underworld funds a lot of their shit, and they also stop the underworld from funding a lot of our shit. You got to understand, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole play act that's going on if you really watch. This whole thing is built on crime, first of all. So when you get in the head and then you coming back and washing your money, they gonna catch you. They're not gonna catch Tommy. You understand what I'm saying? All this shit, they trying to keep this shit separate. They trying to arrest all the criminals that's black, right? That's why when you look at the arrest records, it always say arrests. It don't say convictions, right? It always talk about how many they get arrested, so they can put a number out there. But when you look up what's really going on out here, it ain't like that. These niggas rapping and making music. And yes, these niggas might do some killing and some drilling on the weekends. But these niggas trying to go to the NFL, bro. These niggas been since they was jits trying to go to the NBA or something like we can't be painting this picture like it's just a bunch of young niggas out here with switches because
It is some young niggas that don't give a fuck about no sports.
man, I'm telling you, bro, I'm in that city, bro. I know it's some young niggas like that, but that's not the percentage that's
But
got the fucking
but they
be
probably play sports too, though. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? But they
Well,
still playing around too, though. But they still playing around too. You know
man,
what I'm
everybody,
saying?
bro, that's what I'm saying is that it's more to the story. These are kids. I grew up with white boys that was on the same shit, bro. I'm from Florida, bro. These white boys, they got all the guns, they got all the weed, they got all the pills. They trying to sell all that shit. And get what they do? Turn around at 25 and they become a police officer. I know 3, 4, 5 of them right now. So it's like, bro, this shit is a different game that they playing. But let me address this comment real quick because this shit funny. I've
Yeah,
been
but I gotta
seeing
make
it.
a call real quick. I'm gonna tap back in.
Yeah, I've been seeing this comment though, him host. This funny. I seen this on Twitter. So he says whites has zero Homo erectus genetics, but a high Neanderthal, whereas blacks have high Homo erectus and zero to low Neanderthal. Not only is that factually inaccurate, what the fuck are you trying to say? Break it down for me before I give you the real science. Because what you said is wrong. But what are you trying to say? Because I can think of a couple things on my brain that a Neanderthal and your DNA might bring you, and it will be uh, the urge to wake up early, and I want to say anxiety. If not 99% of Neanderthals had anxiety and they had to wake up early. So if you have Neanderthal DNA, you sometimes you have the gene. You have to take the test because everybody chromosomes ain't the same. But some chromosomes, you got the gene, the wake up early gene. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're more prone to having anxiety, right? But we don't know no Homo erectus and no African found. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Right? We do know Homo habilis, however you say them, which is not even Homo erectus. We do know that diverged and went all the way out. But that was at least 2 million years ago. We do know that diverged and what to become the Neanderthal. So please explain to me, because the Neanderthal is actually then a direct descendant of the Homo erectus. Please explain. Please explain what you're trying to say, bro. No, it's bigger than the Neanderthal DNA thing. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen real quick. I don't want my Buchanan video to stop. I want to play my Buchanan video. But that shit was stupid. That shit was stupid, bro. Do you know what created the Neanderthal? Do you know what walked out of Africa and created the Neanderthal? Hang on. Because I know I'm not tweaking. Right, I just did all that off the top because, like I said, I seen that. I thought it was funny and I wanted to address it. But let me share the screen real quick because this, like I said, this whole series, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna keep tabs on all of y'all bullshit ass talking points, all your racist rhetoric. I'm gonna keep all of it in a binder. I'm gonna address all of this stupid ass shit. I'm gonna keep addressing it. I'm gonna make clips on clips on clips. I'm gonna push that shit out on every platform I got so I can see you white boys and y'all can cry and 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 cry. Because that's all y'all be doing. Hold on, let me put it back on the screen real quick because this is hilarious. He still haven't described what he was even trying to say. He said whites have zero Homo erect genetics, but a high Neanderthal, whereas blacks have high Homo erect, zero to low Neanderthal. What point he was trying to make, don't nobody know. But the actual science behind it, Homo habilis, which I don't want to have to get into the weeds, but I will, is basically it's Homo erectus. All right, let's start there. It's essentially Homo erectus. Like, come on, bro. I can walk you there. But Homo habilis, a species lived 700,000 to 200,000 years ago, is widely considered a direct ancestor of the Neanderthal. So again, what the fuck are you saying, bozo? What are you actually saying on your face? Hold up. Homo antecessor, also known, okay, 1 to 2. He has been proposed by some. This hypothesis suggests that the antecessor gave rise to habiligansis, which gave rise to Neanderthal. Habiligansis is compared to Homo erect, bro. I'm gonna show you. I don't just be lying and saying dumb shit, bro. Hold on, bro. Because this is stupid. This is stupid, bro. I'm gonna address it real quick. What's you? I see you back. You know what's up?
Oh man, I'm just sitting back listening. Don't go do your thing.
Because he talking about Homo habiligansis. Homo erectus was an earlier, more widespread species with a smaller brain and less sophisticated, while Homo habiligansis was a later, more advanced descendant with a larger brain, more refined tools. A characteristic linking it to both Homo erectus and modern humans, serving as a probable ancestor of Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. Again, so Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal is all the same lineage. So what the fuck is you actually saying? Same lineage. Serves as a probable ancestor of Neanderthal. What are we talking about? So he trying to say he descend from habilis. Meanwhile, buddy, we descend from Homo sapiens. So I don't even know what you're talking about. It's a mute point, you know? But it's that's why I be pushing back, you know, when I be hearing the black people say the same thing. They be like, oh, we 100% human and they animals. Like, nobody know the science at this point. Like, white boy don't know the science. Aboriginals don't know the science. Like, come on, bro. What are we even doing? Let the AI tell your ass, man.
Yeah, but I kind of I stay out that deep science, that deep, uh, what they call as far as digging up the bones, and yeah, I try to. I really don't know too much about that get down, but it seemed like, my only pushback on it is that they ain't found all the bones in the world. They don't know where all the burial sites is at. So how can they say what is what? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Hey, but my question though with that race thing though.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, so man, I feel what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, you going, but is that a thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as white people getting on social media and getting at niggas and shit.
Yeah, for sure. This I'm gonna show you in this series. This is a prequel. I want to shoot all my rounds off, right? But yeah, bro, I'm finna go every day and I'm gonna show you. This is a whole campaign that they do. They have pages that don't post nothing but content of black people being degenerates. And then they have pages that repost. I'm I took I took a class on this shit or whatever. So I know how social media work. I know how social marketing work. I know how affiliated marketing work, and I know bot farms when I see bot farms. And I'm telling you that these people that post, they got these pages that post only degenerate content. Then they get a bot farm to repost it, get the views up, get the numbers to be right, and then they have people. And when I say bot farms, it sounds like an alien. Bot farms is like somebody controlling multiple accounts. So you only got like maybe 30 people, but it's like 500. And they all saying stupid shit, but it's really these 30 people on all these fake ass accounts. And they running up the numbers, saying all the dumb shit in the comments, and then it makes other people, regular people, susceptible to the shit. You know, just like niggas, white people read some shit and just believe it and go to rocking with it and go, oh, I feel that way too. And the whole time they just being propagated to. This is what go on the internet, and it don't get a lot of pushback because niggas is too busy covering Pan African versus Aboriginal. That's why I'm not gonna keep covering that shit no more.
All right, I feel you. I feel you. I don't know, dude. I mean, what dude just seemed like he just saying, I mean, with the obvious, but as far as it's funny, as far as him putting his like his little feelings into it, like how he really be thinking, like he's scared to look over his shoulder, and it's like he got to get away from black people, like he seem like he terrified. But I don't think a lot of a lot of a lot of white people get down like that, man. A lot of white people, as far as the younger, I would say 40 and under, majority of them fuck with black people. Would you say that?
Nah, you know what I've been telling. Look, I also you follow No Jumper, right?
Yep.
No Jumper. If you look into the analytics, so I've looked into it. Yes, black people watch No Jumper, but the majority of people that watch No Jumper is white guys and white Latinos. So the majority of the people who like to watch black gang culture is whites and Latinos. If you go to Tommy G, he's like a hood vlog dude. He's like a white dude that be in all the rappers' neighborhoods. He go to O Block and all this and that. You look at his content, everybody that watches his content is white and Latino. So what you have is an appetite to watch black people in their lowest form, in a criminal state. They want to see black criminality, right? Just like niggas like watching Scarface and shit like that. So they want to see niggas in a criminality form, and they sit up there and they watch that and they fantasize about being in that environment. This is called slum tourism. True Story and I did videos on this, like explaining this is American culture. You understand what I'm saying? So he doing what his ancestors did. I'm just documenting and keeping niggas up to date. They finna run the Ronald Reagan playback if niggas ain't watching. But nah, I don't think the nigga is I think he is saying something bad. I don't think that he's not saying nothing bad. I think he's being overtly racist and then covering his tracks like the dude Dark Brandon said by saying I'm only speaking on the behavior. Like no, you really only looking at degeneracy. Cause I got pages I follow that only post white folks. And the white folks doing the most dummy shit. Like I just showed you the hoe that was screaming, talking about don't touch me in the fucking Walmart. I got content like that all up through there where I can just play video after video after video and make you think white people crazy. But is that all white people be know?
Nah, that ain't all white people for sure not. But you know, when I just say that it's every case ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? For every situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably, was probably acting crazy with that particular person, but they probably don't act crazy like that with the other, you know what I'm saying? With the other, you know what I'm saying? Now I can see if somebody was just stumped down like that, and everybody that's black gonna get it. It ain't no love. I'm pretty sure some white people like that. That's what I'm saying. I think the percentage is low to where they like, yeah, ain't no black person getting no love at all. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. At one time it was like that. Like, yeah, ain't no niggas getting no love. I don't give a fuck who you is. But now I kind of think that I think a lot of white people fuck with the niggas. I mean, shit, look at the females. I mean, it's a high rate of mixed race. It's a high rate of uh them type of relationships. It's a high rate, and it's almost getting to the sense. I'll be looking at the commercials, and they just keep on putting the black woman with the white man in the commercials. That shit is getting irritating, but they
See,
pushing that though.
that's how they get you, Vino. So they've been doing that. Like if you it's all demographic based, but they also do campaigns where they like, okay, we're gonna focus this season on this and that. They'll have the Asian with the black, or they have the Mexican with the white lady. You know what I'm saying? They have their seasons where they show multiculturalism, but what they do, they play on certain demographics. They know don't nothing hurt a white man more than looking at his blonde hair blue-eyed woman with a big dark-skinned nigga. That shit kill them. So they gonna have and advertise. They know niggas that's gonna damn near kill the niggas too. They gonna be like, the sister's gonna be like, look at that good brother with that bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? It creates the same dynamic to where when you see a white person with a sister, that shit irk your nerve. Like they just playing on people's heartstrings. You see what I'm saying? For advertising dollars.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, but it's. I mean, I can see the play. I mean, do you think here? I mean, because here recently, and I never thought that I kind of say this or see this, which I never really was kind of worried about it. But a nigga been saying it as far as they been, as far as media, news, and everything that I'm seeing in the media is kind of like shitting on white man in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga wrong for everything. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that he ain't fucked up for everything, but I am saying in the media, they putting it out there more. And I don't know if I don't know if it's a certain play why they doing that, but they just keep on painting the white man twisted. You know what I'm saying? But they painting the masculine white man fucked up, you know what I'm saying? They ain't painting the soft white man fucked up, you know what I'm saying? They saying he right. They saying that the motherfucker masculine is fucked up in the head, and the nigga that's on that goofy ass shit, fruity ass shit is where the man lightweight needs to be, almost in a sense. So man, I don't know, man, I still think that it's a play within government, I guess on a certain side of government where they trying to cut down the masculinity of the man as far as their aura, because man kill the most on earth, man, cause war, man, ain't no controlling certain men. It's like, man, it's kind of hard to uh control almost in a sense. So it's like they try to, that's why they push that agenda what they're pushing, you know what I'm saying, to kind of slow down that masculine uh type of character. So man, I don't know, man, it's kind of getting weird out here, but still in a sense, it's like I still am cool with them calling out, you know what I'm saying, what the Woods be doing as far as their bullshit. They, you know what I'm saying, but they calling it out. But it seemed like they kind of putting extras on it too, where it's like, yeah, I can see it, but it's a little extra what you're trying to put on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we need to watch that, because I think that they putting in certain playbooks.
So
And
Vito, so I don't know what extras, right? I'll be honest, I'm gonna let you rock out because I fuck with you, but I don't know what extras you talking about, right? Like if anything, they taking out the extras. Like, fam, if we knew about more shit, it would be worse. They taken out so much about the history that we do know, so that everything can be like it is. Like, come on, bro. Put it like this. They was mad about critical race theory because they was scared motherfuckers gonna learn about slavery. They are scared of anybody learning about anything. Now, as
I
far
mean,
as the image,
why would they be scared about people learning about slavery? And we learned about slavery.
because you didn't learn about slavery. That's why niggas can be coming online saying slavery wasn't real. You get what I'm saying?
So was slavery ever taught? Because at one time, I guess you would say certain people lived it, and it wasn't too far. That wasn't too far removed.
So if you from the South, like I'm from the South, all our books were secondhand, third-hand books, and they are all written by the daughters of Confederacy. Once we got like they did studies on, they had a textbook from like 2007 or 2006 or some shit like that. It was in Alabama. They was like basically the textbook was talking about how none of the Alabama slave owners with their slaves. That's what it was saying in their textbook. So you gotta know they wasn't never really trying to teach this shit the right way. Now it is occurrences where people got out, did their own homework and their own research, and that's why we hold them people in high regard as our black historians, because they went and did the legwork to be able to tell our story, because when nobody really telling our story. So the fact that we started to tell our own story, then white people started corroborating our story and started helping us. And next thing you know, now there's pushback because all this evidence is out there that it's been a concerted effort to keep the nigga in America down. So if everybody do agree, and that's not just a nigga in America, it's a nigga around the world, but I'm in America, so we focus on America. So if they gonna keep these niggas down, they got to do it systemically. And they gotta convince you ain't no system. And so that's all we fighting against. We fighting against people who don't even believe it's a system, and we fighting against the system. But my whole thing is, if everybody just more educated, however, whatever side of the coin you fall on, just be educated with who is around you. Because back in my day, when I was trying to figure out what side of the aisle I'd be as far as a Democrat or Republican, I thought that I would have been more like a basically how I was telling everybody when I was growing up. I would say I was a progressive Republican because I wasn't tripping about certain things that like other Republicans tripping on, like the immigration and all that type of shit. But at the same time, I wasn't like all the way with all the liberal progressive movement points. Is what I thought. But at the same time, over the time I'm growing, I actually am more aligned with them more democratic socialist type programs. But at the same time, being aligned with that, I'm noticing the people on the other side of the aisle that I would have to be aligned with by association if I was to be over there, they are vehemently racist. They are vehemently anti-segregation. I mean anti-integration. They anti-interracialism. They all of that. They don't want none of that. So I can't be standing next to a nigga who don't even want me to be standing next to him just for a political game. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's that political world though. And we looking up to black people, they're playing that game like that. And that's why a lot of black people done done shied away from the Democratic, done shied away where as far as the black man, done shied away from the Democratic side. And it went over to the Republican side, and they was like, all right, well shit, these niggas over here sound a little bit more like they got common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was coming up, I really never really tripped on no politicals, anything. When niggas come up with, you got Clinton, you got Bush, and then you had Obama, so a nigga voted. So niggas used to be thinking with, before Obama got president, like, yeah, ain't no black man ever gonna be president. Then this nigga Obama be president, nigga voted. I ain't voted shit, nigga. I ain't voted since. You know what I'm saying? But a nigga kind of really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? When Obama got in there, I thought that it was gonna be like on some black shit that nigga was going, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that a nigga was supposed to just give a nigga handouts or just do certain shit, but I thought he'll be talking to the black people more. You know what I'm saying? Nigga kind of really didn't get that. And the nigga really kind of didn't do nothing special for niggas. So niggas like, all right, so these niggas playing. So then when the nigga come in, when this other nigga come in, which just like I said, nigga really don't even really fuck with the politics, really. But a nigga kind of really have to start looking at the politics, I guess, when that COVID shit started coming through. You know what I'm saying? Or kind of really like with, you know what I'm saying? Like with, I guess that 2000 with that Biden. It's like, man, this shit looking kind of funny because a nigga grow up in the house. We all grow up in the Democratic house as far as niggas, grandmas and grandpas. Them niggas is on the CNN and Fox News. It's the other side. That's the household a nigga grow up in. But nowadays, when I be looking at that shit, CNN be sounding damn near like motherfucking how Fox News used to sound a long time ago.
Yeah, I was just finna say, I was waiting for you to say that though. So CNN ain't really a liberal. CNN is really down. They try to be down the middle, right? CNN they try to be down the middle. Fox is basically all the way to the right, and then um MSNBC tried to play down the middle before they was bought out. And I'm trying to think. Oh, CBS. CBS. I don't know if you people this. I got to do a show on this too. CBS was just bought by somebody known as Barry Weiss. Barry Weiss is Israeli national, to say the least. So, like I said, I got to do a whole expose on that as far as CBS being purchased by somebody who's not American. You understand what I'm saying? Or I mean, I don't want to say she's not American. She is an Israeli. She has an Israeli passport as well. That's how I just say. But yeah, yeah. Ogun, exactly what I'm saying. So the way I see it, yeah, Granny did grow up watching CNN and MSNBC because they catered to shit we had going on. So when they stopped catering, or where they only used to cater, it stopped being catering and started being pandering. That's when it became a problem. That's when the white people that was on the other side stopped sitting back and watching the Democrats use black people as a vote. And then we start getting these different ideological groups. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want it's always gonna be a couple of black people who are conservative or Republican or whatnot. But most of us aren't. Like based on our community structures, how we grow up, niggas are not Republican based. They not built for capitalism. Our culture don't really adhere to capitalism well.
But we respect it though. We look up to it though.
Yeah, I mean, cause I been done put the pimp game on the nigga. Nigga like nigga been pimped all the way into submission. Nigga like, man, let me go and get along with this shit. Like, that's all it is, man. Niggas is dressing around, going
But you chopping up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm chopping up too, but you definitely faded out. Say we conservative because of religion. Man, I ain't been in the church, man, in a cool little minute, man. I never really read the Bible either, but you know what I'm saying? I can say when times do be getting crazy, nigga do be saying, oh, God this and God that. So I don't know if that's just, you know what I'm saying, just, I don't know where that shit kind of come from, but yeah. What's up, you here?
Yeah, I'm finna play this. I'm finna play some of this video real quick. I'm getting my son ready. We finna jump on trampoline while this video play.
All
And
right.
but I want to get some understanding because this political climate, this video right here is a pretty good video. I like. Let me shout out the content creator. I don't want him to flag my channel. Um, Shout out to rhetorically defective. Y'all go subscribe. I haven't subscribed. I don't know why I ain't subscribed yet. Let me like the video too. So we got him on deck. Rhetorically defective. The Buchanan to Fuentes pipeline. That's the video I'm playing right now. I'm gonna go jump on trampoline real quick though. That bit ain't working.
Nah, ain't it? Yeah, it's working now. I mean, nah, ain't nothing. Yeah, I guess it's
Actually
doing its
crying.
thing.
That was actually
Yes,
that was
good.
actually cathartic. That felt really good. Now, a huge influence on Nick's politics is the paleoconservatism popularized by Pat Buchanan. Here was Pat Buchanan's political ad from the year 2000.
An executive order saying that English is no longer America's national language. It's Executive Order 13136.
Thank you for calling 911. Please listen for your language. For Spanish, press 1. For Korean, press 2.
Do you ever miss English? Immigration is out of control. Bush and Gore are writing off English for good. What can you do? Vote for the third party that puts Americans first. Vote Buchanan for president.
For Swahili, press 12.
So that ad really hits home with me because currently in Boston public schools, students speak over 70 different languages, hailing from 141 different countries. Just a short 25 years later. You see, in my America that didn't listen to Pat Buchanan, when I go to Starbucks, I get to wait in line behind a Ugandan that speaks 10% English, try to order a quad blonde ristretto shot extra dry cappuccino to a barista that's Indian and speaks 20% English off of a menu that's in half Italian. Okay, it's so fun. But of course it's racist to raise this issue that you can't understand what anyone's fucking saying. So it breeds a little bit of resentment. Which brings us to Nick Fuentes. But first, what's paleoconservatism? Paleoconservatism is a political philosophy and a strain of conservatism in the United States stressing American nationalism, Christian ethics, traditional conservatism, and non-interventionism. There's overlap with opposing the New Deal from the 30s and 40s, and in the past few decades, they've started to focus on issues of race. Understandably so, if you want to have a national identity, and you've been fighting off commie infiltration, making you feel guilty and racist for being... Isn't that weird how they try to make you feel racist for being a nationalist? They immediately tie it to being white. The whole thing's anti-white. And if you're anti-interventionist, you're inevitably going to be critical of Israel, okay? Pat Buchanan was more for smaller government. Nick Fuentes is for larger government. So it's, you know, not a carbon copy. Let's use our brains, fellas. It's not the exact same. Heavily influenced. He hits on a lot of key points that we're not even allowed to talk about. And the crazy thing is, this guy was on mainstream television. He was on CNN.
Welcome back. The issue. Is a voluntary prayer at a public school graduation a violation of the First Amendment?
So I desperately need you to realize the political positions of Nick Fuentes are not nearly as verboten as they want you to think they were a generation ago. We're starting to see how much of the outrage against Nick Fuentes has been completely manufactured. Let's hear how Tucker Carlson talked about Pat Buchanan, and then how he talked about Nick Fuentes.
I've been using BetterHelp since 2020 when I needed to find a therapist but couldn't leave my house. And in the process, I realized that BetterHelp actually automatically helped me solve a ton of the issues I had faced in the past when it came to finding a good therapist. I'm not super good at making phone calls or scheduling things in advance or figuring out insurance paperwork or, let's be honest, even leaving the farm.
Oh, let me get back to my computer real quick. I forgot I gotta keep that bit on. Skip.
And then how he talked about Nick Fuentes.
I mean, this is part of the sad thing about Pat Buchanan, as far as I'm concerned. The sad thing is, and I know that no one who watches him will believe me, Pat does raise issues that I think are important. Doesn't mean everything he says is false. It doesn't mean he's not talented. He's enormously talented. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. I'm not attacking him personally. I mean, I think that, the sovereignty of the American military, et cetera. I mean, these are not just crank issues. It's young white men who've been totally cut out of our economy, attacked mercilessly. I mean, they really are the victims, and they're desperate, and no one speaks for them. So they go to Fuentes because he's like incredibly articulate, and they think he's our leader. But unfortunately, Pat Buchanan raises them in a way that I think is discredited. But he is clearly part of a campaign to discredit non-crazy right voices. Pat Buchanan is part of the reason it's so hard to have that conversation, because he discredits it by his presence. That's a campaign.
So he was on it, right? He already knew what this was. He already knew what this is. This is 1999 and 2025. When Bowtie Tucker to Tucker on the side of on his own podcast. So this is already what's known. Pat Buchanan, he was running the same campaign back then. pushing that immigration policy, pushing all that. Trump ran on all of that. He embodied all of that, and then he turned on them, and that's why they did the whole. That's why they bigging up Nick Fuentes now because Nick Fuentes is going against. He's going against Trump because they got him elected, and now they feel like he's not racist enough. He's not deporting enough people. He's not deporting the black people. He's not sending the guard in fast enough. Like all of this shit, they ready to push the button and go further.
You said, see, man, that's the extra that I'm talking about, man.
That's not extra, Vito. I'm gonna show you this. Look, you think it's being extra? I'm speaking on this
You say that
verbatim.
they pushing the. You saying that it's a push to get black people up out of America?
I'm gonna show you 4 different what they call content creators who get thousands of views on live stream. I'm talking about they be live with 30,000 in there, playing video games and talking crazy, talking about playing videos, talking about how man Trump is just sitting in El Salvador, this and that. Like, bro, this is what he said. This is why when he said the joke when he was like they're gonna start building more prisons for the homegrown criminals, and then he made a reference to people who murder people on trains or some shit like that, or he was speaking directly to a high profile black incident that happened where a black person killed somebody on a train, and he's saying we can send those type of people to El Salvador. It was the dog was he wasn't saying black people, but he was literally saying black because he gave you a black person in the crime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I heard that, man, but I really don't know. I don't see that being the thing now. The only thing that I see the line that they pushing is for the people that ain't supposed to be over here.
No, okay. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry, no. I'm gonna show you not today. Cause like something to hit. I'm gonna play. I want to play a video that I know ain't gonna flag me. I feel like the other dude, as I'm listening to him,
I'm going to show you
he's
why
like,
oats overnight is your new favorite breakfast. It all starts with high quality ingredients.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Police officers don't just allow a white mob to destroy the wealthiest black community in America. They call in air support to drop bombs. Actual bombs on American citizens.
Bro, why? 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 For what? But then, when are you gonna take accountability? When are you gonna start taking accountability, black people? How long are you gonna blame people for what other people did? All we did was fucking bomb your city. The 7 levels of racist. Oh, video by Black Stories Untold. All right, let's go ahead and check this out, man. I didn't realize they had 7 whole levels.
Every level of racist in America explained.
Okay, so
level 1, the Karen. Let's start with everyone's favorite, the accidental racist.
Ew, she is not a customer. She is just some bum that wandered in off the street.
The Karen. The person who swears they're not racist while saying the most racist stuff imaginable.
No.
New York, 2020. Amy Cooper sees a black man bird watching.
I remember this
and somehow
story.
Her brain goes straight to 911. There's an African-American man threatening my life, she says, voice trembling like she's being chased by a serial killer.
That's insane,
instead
dude.
of someone watching birds.
That's programming and brainwashing at its finest.
I have black friends people. They'll compliment your English like it's shocking you can speak.
Right.
They'll touch your hair without asking. They'll tell you you're not like other black people and think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, 2018. 2 black men commit the heinous crime of existing in a Starbucks without buying
I
coffee.
remember this, man. Oh, God.
The manager calls the cops.
Bro, could you imagine 2 white dudes, or even worse, 2 white women just sitting in a Starbucks cafe? I think one of them purchased a coffee even, and they get arrested, bro. Arrested.
They get arrested for waiting. For waiting.
Wow.
Level 1 racists don't burn crosses.
Oh, that's right. I don't think they got a chance to buy the coffee yet. They were waiting for their friend to show up. Lord have mercy.
Make your everyday life exhausting. 68% of workers deal with microaggressions regularly. But these people swear it's all misunderstanding.
Sure.
They're not trying to be racist. They're just really bad at not being racist. Parents literally have to teach kindergartners how to survive encounters with level 1 racists. But sure, it's just awkwardness, right? Here's the thing about accidental racists. They're everywhere, but they're symptoms of something way more organized. Level 2, the gatekeeper.
Ooh.
Level 2 doesn't shout slurs. They smile politely and say, "Unfortunately, that position has been filled," while your resume is still warm from the printer. These are your HR managers, loan officers, real estate agents, and school administrators. They don't hate black people.
Right.
They just happen to find reasons why black people don't quite fit.
Yeah.
Chicago, 1930s. Government officials literally drew red lines around black neighborhoods like they were radioactive zones. Banks couldn't lend there. Too risky, they said. Cool. Totally normal behavior from professionals. Long Island, 2019. Real estate agents get caught on hidden camera. They show white couples the dream home and tell black couples with identical finances that everything's already pending. Magic. It's almost like nothing changed except the paperwork got prettier. Today's gatekeepers call it culture fit in hiring. They point to credit scores without mentioning how those scores got tanked by discriminatory lending. Black home ownership sits at 46.4% compared to 75.8% for white families. Gee.
Yeah.
Wonder how that happened.
Right.
Must be personal choice, right? School district administrators draw enrollment boundaries.
Yeah, of
like
course. It had nothing to do with the U.S. government and the Homestead Act giving away hundreds, if not thousands, actually, thousands of acres of American land away to white families practically for free. Look into it. The Homestead Act.
Wow. It's not about race. It's about property values. Yeah. And how exactly do you think those property values got that way?
Right.
The gatekeeper is dangerous because they have institutional power and plausible deniability. They're not burning crosses. They're just following company policy that mysteriously always hurts the same people. But gatekeepers, that's child's play.
Right.
Sometimes they don't even bother with individual discrimination. Level 3, the colorblind. Level 3 is where we get really creative. Why write obviously racist laws when you can write colorblind ones that just happen to devastate black communities?
Yeah.
Pure coincidence, obviously. These are your state legislators, federal congresspeople, and policy wonks. They craft laws that sound totally fair on paper, but work like surgical strikes against black communities.
Yeah. And this is the rebuttal to whenever people say, oh, we don't have any racist legislation. We don't have anything written into the laws that target anybody based on race or sex or anything of that nature. All we have to do is take a look at the way the laws were written in regards to the penalty for being caught with crack cocaine versus powdered cocaine. Powdered cocaine, of course, was more prevalent in the white communities, and crack cocaine was more popular amongst black users, even though statistically the white population used both more cocaine and more crack. 5 grams of crack cocaine gets you 5 years in prison, but it would take 500 grams of powder cocaine to get the same sentence, even though chemically they're identical, practically identical.
In D.C., 1986. Congress decides crack, predominantly used in black communities,
there it is,
gets you 100 times the sentence of powder cocaine. Same drug, different packaging. But hey, the law doesn't mention race, so totally fair, right?
And again, when he says predominantly, he's not saying that black people used more crack than white people or Hispanics. Statistically, the Hispanic and white community used more crack cocaine. It's just that the majority of cocaine, when it was being consumed by the black population in the late 80s and the 90s, it was in the form of crack.
That's an important distinction to make right there. Cause I know plenty of crackheads that ain't black. But like they say, it was more expensive. So Motherfuckers weren't getting it. I ain't by my computer right now, so I gotta just mute the ad. Hold on, I'm about to jump. All right, there we go.
Cheaper and more accessible.
Be careful.
These lawmakers love voter ID requirements. Everyone should have ID.
They gotta get a new one.
Sure.
Right.
Except ID costs money. DMVs are mysteriously
They got
rare
to
in
get a
certain
new one.
neighborhoods, and some folks work 3 jobs without time for bureaucratic field trips. But technically, colorblind.
Now, the voter ID situation is tricky because on one hand, I do believe that it makes perfect logical sense to want to be able to identify the person who's casting the vote. Otherwise, what's stopping a person from voting multiple times, for instance, or voting under somebody else's name? So it makes sense. But something that a lot of conservatives do not want to acknowledge is the fact that it is just harder for a poor person who doesn't have that many resources to get a form of identification. It still costs money to get IDs. And just as how poor areas that are predominantly Black are often regarded as food deserts because they do not have the same kind of access to fresh, healthy foods at reasonable prices in supermarkets, and so they oftentimes go towards fast food. And that's not necessarily the only reason why they do that, but it does play a factor. Similarly, things like DMVs are usually less accessible to people who live in these poor Black communities. And so when you combine that with the fact that they just have less money and less resources, you can see how it is to the advantage of the white person or just any person who has the money, who has the work flexibility, who has even the transportation means of getting there. And then you combine that again with the mindset that a lot of poor people have, which is that the government is not looking out for them anyway, and that doesn't matter. And so when you combine all of these factors, you can see how it does disadvantage or it does act as a racist policy. So the solution, of course, is to just make it easier for poor people to obtain identification and obtain them for free, because you need your birth certificate. You got to pay money for that. You oftentimes got to pay money for the various identification that you are trying to apply for, whether that just be a regular state ID or a driver's license. And so, yeah, man, it is true. It's a little more nuanced. It's a little more subtle, but it is true.
Level 4, the enforcer. Level 4 is where your own government decides Black people organizing is a national security threat. Not the Klan, not actual terrorists.
Right.
People asking for equal rights. These are FBI agents, police chiefs, prosecutors, and intelligence officials who use the full power of the state to crush Black leadership. California and Illinois, 1960s to 70s. FBI agents literally ran a program called COINTELPRO to neutralize Black leadership. They just spy. They actively sabotage, imprison, and assassinated civil rights leaders.
Right.
Chicago, December 1969. FBI agents give Chicago police a detailed floor plan of Fred Hampton's apartment. They coordinate a raid.
Yeah, for whatever reason, whenever a large amount of Black people get together, and especially if they're organized and are orderly, that seems to make people very nervous.
4 a.m. while he's
some people very nervous.
Sleeping, and he gets shot in the head. 21 years old. His crime? Feeding kids breakfast and teaching community organizing. They bugged Martin.
Wait, what? No. Hold on, run that one back, bro.
At 4 a.m. while release a detailed floor plan of Fred Hampton's apartment. They coordinate a raid at 4 a.m. while he's sleeping, and he gets shot in the head. 21 years old. His crime? Feeding kids breakfast and teaching community organizing.
Wow.
They bugged Martin Luther King Jr.'s hotel rooms, sent him anonymous letters telling him and the FBI director literally called him the most dangerous Negro in America.
And exactly what was the crime that Martin Luther King committed? What was he doing? Was he running a drug operation, a crime syndicate? What exactly did Martin Luther King ever do to deserve being literally monitored by the FBI? Oh my goodness. Shit, man.
These are federal agents.
But we're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Think this is ancient history? Federal agents tracked Black Lives Matter organizers' cell phones, created fake social media accounts to monitor activists, and somehow, protesters keep ending up dead in cars and jail cells.
Wow.
But I'm sure it's all totally different now. Level 4 racists have badges, security clearances, and legal authority to destroy lives. They don't just discriminate, they wage war. Of course, when federal agents are too busy to handle things personally, they're always the street level enforcers. Level 5, the uniform. Level 5 is where the people sworn to protect and serve become the threat, with badges, guns, and legal immunity to do whatever they want. These aren't bad apples, they're products of departments with bad culture, bad training, and bad incentives. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Police officers don't just allow a white mob to destroy the wealthiest black community in America, they call in air support to drop bombs. Actual bombs on American citizens.
Bro, why? 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 For what?
Then
this was 100 years ago, bro. Why?
They blame the victims.
But then when are you going to take accountability? When are you going to start taking accountability, black people? How long are you going to blame people for what other people did? All we did was fucking bomb your city. But the wealth gap is completely the fault of what? Black laziness? Right.
I saw Factor ads everywhere, and I didn't think they would be that delicious. I'll admit it, I was skeptical about ready-to-eat meals, but then I tried Factor, and after one bite, I was sold. Everything is fresh, flavorful, and honestly...
Okay.
Ferguson, Missouri, 2014. The Department of Justice finds police officers were basically running a legal extortion racket, targeting black residents for traffic tickets to fund the city budget. Almost like taxation without representation, but with tasers. New York City, 2000s. Police officers conduct 700,000 stop and frisk encounters per year, 90% on black and Latino men.
Wow.
Hit rate for finding weapons, about 1%.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, if you... It would at least be somewhat justified. It would still be a violation of our constitutional rights to unlawful searches and seizures, right? Unless I'm suspected of committing a crime, you should not have the ability to search my person. But at least if you were finding like 50% or some shit like that, at least you could make that kind of an argument. But it's just like this 1%, man, I need to make some merch around this 1% shit because, again, less than 1% of the entire black population is in prison. About half of that population has ever committed a violent crime or is in prison for committing a violent crime. That's all the evidence you have for violent crimes. You can imagine that there are a ton of other black people committing crimes and not getting caught. You have no evidence for that. So if you want to just default to believing that's true, that's racist, that's white supremacy. But it's 1%. And so I'm not surprised that 90% of the search stop and frisks that were happening in the 2000s in New York yielded a 1% return on investment, let's say, with these unlawful, unconstitutional searches. Wow, figures.
So basically, legal harassment with a 99% failure rate.
Jesus,
but hey,
man.
They had quote.
But what does it do more than just the fucking harassment? It paints a picture. You see, when a white person or somebody else, a Latino and Asian, is walking down the street and they see a man being searched who hasn't committed any crimes and actually doesn't have anything on him, but what that person sees, it paints a picture. Why don't I see more Asians getting searched? Why don't I see more white people getting searched? It must mean that these black people are committing more crimes, when in all reality, 99% of them ain't doing shit.
Yeah, see, shout out to Young Don. He going in, but I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna go on a walk. I need something that I can play unadulterated, no commercials. And I can just mute it when I want to talk.
Our featured story is about this brutal stabbing killing on the subway. It's like an everyday occurrence now. I'm sure you've all seen the photo. You know the story. A young Ukrainian refugee, 23 years old. Her name is Irina Zarutska. So 23 years old, young girl, young, beautiful, white, blonde-haired girl. She's a refugee from the war in Ukraine. So she leaves a war zone, comes to America, living her life. She boards the light rail car in Charlotte, sits down in front of a giant black man with long hair in a hoodie. And, you know, that's your first mistake. She sits down in front of him. within minutes. He gets up behind her. She doesn't even notice. And for no reason at all, this is a completely random attack. There is no rhyme or reason, no motivation, completely aimless violence. He rises from his seat, winds up his arm, and stabs her in the middle of her throat with a knife. And she dies almost instantly and bleeds out on the floor of a light rail car in North Carolina. He gets off the train. He's caught moments later, charged with homicide. A story often told. How many times does it have to happen? We say it every time it happens. It seems that it happens hundreds of times. How many times is enough before people start to demand change, before we get any kind of change? Wasn't Donald Trump elected in 2016 under the campaign slogan of law and order? How did that go in 2020 with BLM? He was elected again under the same pretense. And by the way, it goes without saying, this is a racial issue. It is always the same color. It's always the usual suspects. And it's not just these random acts of violence. It's everything else too. Every carjacking, almost every package theft. It is always the same profile every single time. These videos that we see on TikTok, on Twitter, of people shoplifting, of people causing chaos in stores and in other public places, on public transportation, in an airport. They are so few, such a small segment of the population, 13%. And yet they comprise the majority, it seems, of these public outbursts, of the property crime, of the violent crime, of the random sociopathic crime like this. And I said earlier in the year, very bluntly, very honestly, I said, this is how I feel. This is how a lot of people feel. We don't want to be around Black people anymore. We don't want to live near them. We don't want to associate with them. When we see them coming, we go the other way. I've been saying this throughout the year. And what I've noticed is that increasingly people are agreeing with me. That chorus of woke people saying, that's racist, you can't say that, it's becoming quieter and fewer and less frequent. And the reason is because we see stuff like this. We're justified. Is there a better example than this of the axiom that around Black people, you cannot relax? That's all she did. How could she have avoided this situation? Literally, do not turn your back to a Black man. That's how you could have avoided it. And by the way, any boomer dad, any boomer uncle would see their young daughter, young niece sit in front of a person like that with no self-awareness, and they would grimace, they would cringe. And if she got lucky and she got up that day and walked out of that train, they would be called racist for that reaction. But today was not her lucky day. He was not one of the good ones. She paid with her life. It was not her lucky day when you survive an encounter with an erratic Black man on public transit and you leave with scars or a homicide charge, a manslaughter charge, or maybe you just leave a little shaken up. Nope. Today was the unlucky day when she encountered one of those ones. Today was the unlucky day when it cost her her life, and she is now dead forever. And her loved ones are without their daughter, sister, niece, I don't know her family tree. How could it have been avoided if she was racist? We were led to believe that any level of prejudice, any level of pattern recognition is the highest evil. Not just evil, but the highest evil. Oh, you're racist? I can't even be in the same room with you. Oh, you did a double take. You're looking over your shoulder because a black man is behind you. That is systemic racism, a microaggression. That is internalized racism. How dare you think that? How dare you react that way? I don't even want to know you. I don't want to be your friend. It's worse apparently now than being a murderer, barely than being a rapist, a terrorist. And yet, if she were a little bit more racist, she'd be alive. If she were a little bit more racist, her parents would have their daughter. If she saw that guy and turned and walked the other way, she'd be alive. If she said, I won't turn my back to him, I'll sit behind him, I'll sit facing him, she might be still alive. But what are we to do when the lesson over and over and over again is safest bet, don't be near them? Safest bet. And who wants to gamble with their life? Your safest bet is don't be in a situation where they will also be there. Next safest bet, if you see them, get away. It doesn't matter if they notice. It doesn't matter if it's offensive or insulting. If that's your safest bet, who can argue that we shouldn't behave this way? Who would argue that you should risk your life and get stabbed in the neck for no reason like her or like...
So the dude, he suffered from schizophrenia, all right? The black guy who did this. He suffered from schizophrenia. But that doesn't matter. We're painting a narrative right now. So let me get back to him painting this narrative.
Single man. I can't imagine what it's like for a family. God forbid you're a man with your girlfriend. God forbid you're a man with your wife, with your young children. At that point, you have an obligation to get away. You're going to gamble the life of you, your spouse, and your children because you don't want to be insensitive. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to be considered a prejudiced person, whatever that even means. Is it worth your life? Me, easy, no. You know, I like being alive. I don't like knives lodged in my throat. So I don't go near black people. And I understand perfectly well. There are a lot of black people that are not violent, and I understand perfectly well there are a lot of black people that are really good people. I'm not going to roll the dice. What if I'm wrong? I'd rather be alive. I'd rather be alive and too racist than dead and not racist enough. Is that simple enough? Is that simple enough for
He talking about is that simple enough for you. But this is how they really think, right? This is the narrative that he want to push. I'm finna get on the phone real quick. So I gotta let this play out a little bit more. But this is to give you full context. This is what he just did last night. So he out here, they playing victim, but they telling everybody else that they playing victim, right? Hold on, let me make this phone call. These people. Hold on.
for you? And that just has to do with personal survival. Who wants to live near these people? We see it. They take the Walmarts out of the neighborhood. First, they take the self-checkouts. They take the Walgreens, the McDonald's. They close the stores early. They put in place curfews, requirements for chaperones. Why? Because they fuck it all up. Because who's going to be at McDonald's at 2 a.m.? Because who's going to be after class tearing up McDonald's in a riot? Who's going to be at 7-Eleven stealing everything inside and ransacking the store? Who's going to be at Walmart going through the self-checkout and not scanning any of the items? And then they complain about food deserts. Really? Then they complain about redlining. It's not redlining, it's blacklining. We see what goes on. We see what accompanies the population. Crime, chaos, dishonesty, the idea that the rules don't apply, shamelessness, rudeness. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And it goes without saying, it's not every black person. Obviously, I think we're past that. We're past that having to be said. But it's enough of them at this point. And it's just this whole pattern, which is black people have no accountability for their actions. If they have these higher rates of violence, crime, etc., they blame it on the system. They blame it on some other thing. It's never them. It's never them, as it's never something genetic. It's never their actions on their own. It's always something else. Everywhere they go, they bring these problems. This is the story of Chicago, by the way. This is the story of Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, going back to the 60s when they burned these cities down over MLK Jr. and the race riots that happened before, during, and after that. Everywhere they go, they bring these problems. They are violent. They don't even like us. There's this onus on white people to be 0.0% racist. It does not apply to them in the slightest. They don't like us. They are rude to us. They do not trust us. They're prejudiced against us. They bring these problems around. If you say anything, if they get arrested, it's a racist system. If you move away, that's racist. If you move in, it's gentrification, it's racist. They're just becoming too much trouble. They bring these problems. We can't solve them. We can't hold them accountable. They blame us. They don't even like us. They blame the government. They blame history. They blame our ancestors.
Vino sitting up this bitch laughing. Vino, you see Nick Fuentes done found him a new subscriber in Vino. He done found them a new subscriber. Fuck around with Vino ass. No, look. So Vino, I'm glad you said that. Extremists on both sides. I'm gonna play this Red Summer video real quick because I want to speak on him talking about this violence and this and that. So let me play this Red Summer video, and then we're gonna speak on this extremist on both sides position.
Fucking fence. And whatever you do, God bless. Lots of luck. That's how a lot of people feel right now. And is it wrong? What's wrong with that? It's racist. Well, that's how people feel. That's how people feel based on the conditions that we live in, the conditions that have been created by the actions of the various people involved. And think of the effect on the city here, okay? Think about that this happened on public transit. We're constantly being told we need to move away from cars. Cars are polluting. And who wants a car? I mean, people, I think, want to live in a city that's walkable and with public transit, and that's more economical for everybody. And it creates a sense of community. And it's better for the environment. And it's more efficient. We don't have to live in a parking structure society where everybody has a car and there's gridlock and traffic. But why can we not live like this? Because in Chicago, somebody got stabbed on the orange line today. And a few months ago, somebody got stabbed on the blue line. And in Charlotte, somebody got stabbed on the light rail. And in New York City, people are getting thrown in front of the train or threatened with knives. So people choose not to use the public transit. The public transit starts to become a liability, costs more to run it than it brings in revenue. It defeats the whole purpose of investing the money, running it. So it hurts the government, and then people move away. They can't ride the public transit, so they move to the suburbs where they can commute. And they get cars, and then they have to park, and then they have to build giant highways through neighborhoods so we could all get there. And then we lose hours of our lives every day in traffic.
So that was very subtle, but it was overt. So listen to what I want to play this back, right? That's why I wanted to play this. So I'm going to play this again. I want to play this back. So he said something, and what he's doing, and he did this earlier when he said the shit about redlining. And he said it's not redlining, it's blacklining, right? And it's not food deserts. These companies are smart for getting their they're getting their corporations up out of these communities, right? This is cognitive biasness. Listen to what this dude is doing. He just explained away how highways were built directly through black neighborhoods and interstates were built directly on top of black neighborhoods, and they ruined all the inner cities. I-95 ruined every inner city in America, right? They don't, but he just said that white people didn't want to ride public transportation in the downtown area, so they were forced to build cities outside of downtown in white suburbs. I don't know if y'all remember earlier in this live stream, I just explained, and I'm finna do this on day. Durkeeville, a black suburb, which was its own town, became the slums on the east side of downtown Jacksonville. You want to know why it became the slums on the east side of downtown Jacksonville? Because after it was incorporated, they took all of the tax dollars and instead of circulating it in the community like they've been doing it, which was the reason why Durkeeville was known as a upper echelon neighborhood and had some of the biggest houses in the city at the time, they took all that money and they built white suburbs with it. He knows that they did that with black people's tax dollars, but his reason behind it is they had no choice because they had to get away from your crazy ass because you had a blade, you had a knife. Listen, what this, all of this shit is a psyop. Oh man, true story. I need to get True Story on the line, bro. I gotta get this shit queued up. This is perfect. I got you. I'm on your ass, Nick Fuentes. This is the 13-minute mark. Yeah, I'm picking up. We doing a review. I'm about to tap in with True Story. I'm gonna get the clips I need because he already addressed some certain things I want to talk on. And I'm gonna let this shit be known. Son, I'm about to take the game if you don't know how to lose. I'm gonna take the game if you don't know how to lose. So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Why you still pushing this rhetoric? So you saying that black people with blades? Look, this is the same shit they did in the 20s and the 10s with the Great Migration when black people was moving out of their suburban city and into the downtown inner cities for jobs, with the bus car booming and all that type of shit, with the rail car booming. They brought the propaganda train showing black people dressed to the nines with blades and nothing. Everything that they showed had a blade and a Negro with some colorful shit on. This is old, right? This is rhetoric. This is propaganda. What's up, son?
And it's better for the environment. And it's more efficient. We don't have to live in a parking structure society where everybody has a car and there's gridlock and traffic. But why can we not live like this? Because in Chicago, somebody got stabbed on the orange line today. And a few months ago, somebody got stabbed on the blue line. And in Charlotte, somebody got stabbed on the light rail. And in New York City, people are getting thrown in front of the train or threatened with knives. So people choose not to use the public transit. The public transit starts to become a liability, costs more to run it than it brings in revenue. It defeats the whole purpose of investing the money, running it. So it hurts the government, and then people move away. They can't ride the public transit, so they move to the suburbs where they can commute. And they get cars, and then they have to park, and then they have to build giant highways through neighborhoods so we can all get there. And then we lose hours of our lives every day in traffic. There's a ripple effect. Do you understand this? And what else happens if there's all this going on in the cities in the downtown areas, in the neighborhoods, business doesn't want to be there. People don't want to live there. You think that giant companies like Google, you think that giant companies like, how about Rolex? You think they want to be on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago where their windows getting smashed all the time? They're packing up and leaving. In Chicago, black people regularly steal cars and then drive them through the windows of designer stores. We can't chase them in vehicles. The police are not allowed to chase them in a car. It only takes a few of those instances before the businesses pack it up and leave, before the people whose cars were stolen don't go downtown anymore. And so what happens to these investments in skyscrapers and amenities and infrastructure? Well, it all starts to become a drain on the public resources. So we get into bankruptcy, and then we don't have enough resources for everything else. It is literally a rot that is killing every American city. Go to downtown Los Angeles. It's like Escape from LA. It's killing New York. It's killing Chicago. It's killing these cities. And most of the American population lives in cities. That's where the economic activity occurs. That's where people get educated. That's where people get scouted for jobs. That's where the big businesses are. That's where the entertainment is. If the people live in the cities, if America is its cities, and if this is killing the cities, if it's ripping apart the social fabric, it's destroying the commons, the public, this is literally killing America. It ripples. This is not one person that got killed on public transit. What is never measured is how many people don't go on public transit ever again after this. Or the people that move to the suburbs because of this, and how this inflates the cost of housing, and how this creates a deficit in the city. It is a death spiral. And the solution is so simple. Police, cops. But you know why people don't like it? Because it's going to be a lot of cops. They're going to be in black neighborhoods, arresting a lot of black people, and a lot of black people are going to get chased, and some of them are going to die, and many of them are going to jail for a very long time, and we're uncomfortable with that. We're uncomfortable because it's not equal. We're uncomfortable because we don't like seeing too many black people in prison. I just want to see the people that need to be in prison in prison. I think the police should go where the crime is. If that's in the black neighborhood.
I'm glad he said that. Hold on. I'm glad you said that. We want to see the criminals of all fields, all creeds. We want to see they all go to jail. I need all the people associated with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein. I need them under jail. But you know what we're going to get? We're going to get the Hoovers getting convicted. You know what we're going to get? We're going to get the Diddy trial. This shit is a game. The real accountability problem, we know who have that. We know who have the real accountability problem. They don't want to take accountability, right? So now we in this position. They want to do away with all the mental health programs. Then we in this position. They want to defund certain programs, and then we get in this position. They want to take tax dollars from hardworking people to build white suburbs, and then complain that the hood is still dilapidated. Nigga, you took all the tax dollars and bit the white suburb. Like, this shit is goofy. Nobody takes this shit serious. That's why I'm speaking on it. But I'm gonna get up out of here. It's been a 3-hour stream. I'm trying not to go over 3-4 hours every day. So yeah, I'm out of this bit. I'm gonna redo it tomorrow. I'm gonna have a couple of things queued up with this whole Negro blade in the city shit. We on your ass with this bullshit ass rhetoric. Which I'm up out of here. That might be that. Hey, once upon a
time on the south side. Nigga trapping, double parking. Nigga going back out. Same ticket last time. Nigga don't ask that. Catch me on 295. I'm swerving in the traffic. We ain't wanna take it, but we heard that you was taxing. Nigga pulled straight up to the bank with the laughter. We couldn't get on the same page of the chapter. I ain't talking sink water when I say I tout you.
I don't need an audience when I come and clap you. I can go anywhere, I just adapt, bro. House to house, nigga, I was on a blow up mattress. Didn't worry about changing clothes, I ain't asking. I ain't bring no camera, but I still by that action. I be getting money, you would think I'm flipping Zaxby's. I be blowing fire, you would think I was a dragon. I been a proper nigga, still looking for the answer. Stepping with confidence, you would think that I was prancer. Swift and I'm moving, and you would think I was a dancer. Killing these niggas, and you would think that I was cancel. Rapping the dripping sauce on these bitch, they got their hands up. Know that they mad, cause they ain't think I got my bands up. Dropping these videos, I'm just trying to get my fans up. Know if he down, then on the way, I put my mans up. Always been really about my money, ain't no land up. Time on the south side, nigga trapping, double parking. Nigga going back out. Same ticket last time, nigga don't ask that. Catch me on 295, I'm swerving in the traffic. We ain't wanna take it, but we heard that you was taxing. Nigga pulled straight up to the bank with the laughter. We couldn't get on the same page of the chapter. I ain't talking sink water when I say I tout you. I can't go until I run out. Ay, we bring the sticks when the sun up. Ay, we shoot them sticks when the sun down. You ain't from here, then don't come around. Ay, these nigga hoes, that's the punchline. My dog gon' come through in the clutch time. We throwing no foes like it's crunch time. We pouring no water like we on the sideline. It's okay, bitch, we can make a little movie. She say I'm groovy, it's Gucci, we Louis. All in her mouth like my name was Hot Chewy. She tell me she loving the flow, I'm hot cooling. You gon' just talk about my nigga, we do it. I'm in Nebraska with Savage and Ruthless. We got the pets and the pounds and the truest. I had the pounds and the PT Cruiser. That nigga cat like a fitty. That nigga cat, but we with it. That nigga cat like a fitty. That nigga cat, but we with it, yeah. That nigga cat like a fitty. That nigga cat, but we with it. That nigga cat like a fitty. Once upon a time on the south side, nigga trapping, double parking, nigga going back out. Same ticket last time, nigga don't ask that. Catch me on 295, I'm swerving in the traffic. We ain't wanna take it, but we heard that you was taxing. Nigga pulled straight up to the bank with the laughter. We couldn't get on the same page of the chapter. I ain't talking sink water when I say I tout you. Hey, yeah. I'm in Houston with my most real boss, I keep it so. I ain't tripping by that bitch, cause I know she gon' fuck the soldier. He gon' hate you like a fuck nigga, but he ain't got no host. I heard that boy, he want to smoke, but he ain't know we keep the toast. I'm in Magnolia with the gym on remote. I got to work, my teacher taught me how to show it. I land in Sacramento, I'm all in Oregon with the grows. He think that shit sweet, but I'm just hoping that he know it. I'm just hoping that he know it. I'm in red in that casino. I ain't even tripping by that bitch, I need to see them. She got the premium snap, that's only fans, little bitch we know. I need 35 for the ball, KD free throw. Hey, I'm in Houston with my most real boss, I keep it so. I ain't tripping by that bitch, cause I know she gon' fuck the soldier. He gon' hate you like a fuck nigga, but he ain't got no host. I heard that boy, he want to smoke, but he ain't know we keep the toast. I'm in Magnolia with the gym on remote. I got to work, my teacher taught me how to show it. I land in Sacramento, I'm all in Oregon with the grows. He think that shit sweet, but I'm just hoping that he know it. Bitch, I'm trapping at the helm, they having parts right at the helm. Bitch, I'm all in San Antonio, I'm trapping at the hill. I ain't tripping by that little nigga, I knew he was a hater. I ain't fucking with that little bitch, I knew she was a skater. She gon' ride for the next nigga and ride for the chick. I ain't tripping by that little bitch in this gang on the set. I was having too many options, so I had to come correct. She having LA Fitness talk the way she working out the net. I got a trap on with the VPN, I'm running up on the net. Little bitch, I focus on the manuscript, I gotta get the check. And he ain't tripping about that nigga, cause I know he ain't got the check. You know the pike is certified, and I ain't talking about no blue check. I'm in Houston with my most real boss, I keep it so. I ain't tripping by that bitch, cause I know she gon' fuck the soldier. He gon' hate you like a fuck nigga, but he ain't got no host. I heard that boy, he want to smoke, but he ain't know we keep the toast. I'm in Magnolia with the gym on remote. I got to work, my teacher taught me how to show it. I land in Sacramento, I'm all in Oregon with the grows. He think that shit sweet, but I'm just hoping that he know it.
teacher, but I ain't a student. I swear, these niggas count, who you fooling? I be scrapped when I'm part, ain't no amusement. Ay, yeah, I just hit a cougar. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. Ay, I got money, I ain't gon' lose it. Ay, real husband, fake boobies. I'm in the backseat with a Uber with your bitch. I finna lose it. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. I peed it out the real. I swear, I just caught that little bit drip. She gon' fuck for a little change, and I ain't worried about that hoe. I been stacking up the cash, I got that bread that's on the low. Yeah. Last night, I just hit a cougar. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. I swear, these niggas count, who you fooling? I be scrapped when I'm part, ain't no amusement. Ay, yeah, I just hit a cougar. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. Ay, I got money, I ain't gon' lose it. Ay, real husband, fake boobies. He try to flex, I'm flexing back. Ay, I heard that little bitch selling cat. Ay, I ain't worried about that little bitch that's on this, that I'm on that. Ay, I been on the clip with them little rats and a little pet. Ay, I just caught that shit from Steen that ducked it like a mark. Ay, I ain't worried about that little bitch, told you I ain't sorry. Ay, little bitch, I'm sorry, I ain't sorry. Ay, I got that white that I tried. Ay, I'm advertising cut like a hair salon. Ay, these little bitch, I swear they just wanna get on. Ay, I swear these little niggas, I swear that they not going far. Ay, they wanna be in the game, but they ain't even coachable. Ay, they ain't even coachable. I can't even fuck with you, little bitch, I ain't even sociable. Little bitch, we can't even coach her. That mean I can't even deal with you. Last night, I just hit a cougar. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. I swear, these niggas count, who you fooling? I be scrapped when I'm part, ain't no amusement. Ay, yeah, I just hit a cougar. She a real teacher, but I ain't a student. Ay, I got money, I ain't gon' lose it. Ay, real husband, fake boobies. Chopping with a real bitch. I just got dinner on the caretaker, I'm gon' kill it. I've been a big boy since a little nigga. Yeah. And you got food if you don't think I'm pull the trigger, nigga. Nigga try to run on that pack, I put up on him. He thought I forgot about it. I done put up with the chopper, I'm just finna catch a body. R.I.P. to Nip, R.I.P. to your magic. Free my nigga in chain gang, cut he ride with a shotty. Free my nigga in chain gang, cut that boy just caught a body. She a bad little bit from the hood, we call her Thotty. She was selling pussy on the OnlyFans. Yeah. Come here. He be wasting time online. Please don't even want to check the case. Don't give a fuck about what you say. These niggas broke on Session 8. How the fuck you online all day? Nigga push up trying to get to the fact. These niggas trying to cap. I don't give a fuck about what you said. Nigga, you need to adapt. Damn, Obi. Better bring a fucking source. Hey. Call them cheek, got support these niggas online with no trial ties. Say you Indian, then take a DNA test, you know it don't lie. You panel hopping all day long, you out this bitch just trying to chase the views. You faking debates, you ducking the smoke, we can't even fuck with you. Every chat room full of the bots, my nigga, we know that's just a dead crowd. How you claiming you revolution, but you just broke and loud. Sean P waiting for debate, but you scared out this bitch to address the facts. This ain't no movement, nigga, I'm trying to tell you this just a Reddit thread at best. Hey, 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 it's just a Reddit thread at best. Hey, come here. You faking views, you faking proof, you faking tribes, you faking facts. I can't fuck with none of that shit you said, my nigga, it's all cap. Every stream is sound the same. That's just some old cat recycle. Everything you say the same. I can't even fuck with your idols. So you woke, but your sources, they all inspired. It's an old ass coat with no source, you need to just retire. He say Egypt was in the Rockets, but you need to start the capping. You got that shit from Horace Butler, my nigga, ain't even finna rap with you. You taking maps up out of context, and I told her for me go in your captions. Every day is just a lie, that's why your camera off, you a bad actor. He just do this shit for YouTube clicks, he really a non-factor. He talking about everybody else is Neanderthal, but he the one RH factor. He keep yelling he aboriginal and I don't know the half. You dumbass, you African American, you need to accept your path. I'm asking you for a source, but you keep trying to change all the directions. Now this nigga talking and talking and talking about some status correction. You arguing 5 hours, no receipts, that shit is not in your hand. That's an etymological fallacy, nigga, I know you don't understand. Your whole doctrine is full of YouTube clicks off Instagram. How you the fuck grown and you still following behind another grown man? You say you native, but your grandma, she from Virginia. Boy, you sound like Rachel Dolezal, nigga, you cannot change your image. It's 12 hours on the screen, but you still broke, that's a comedy. You a coat with no receipts, and I'm telling you that's apparently. Hey, it's cheap boss up boy online. These niggas online with no ties. Say you Indian, just take a DNA test, you know it don't lie. You panel hopping all day long, chasing views. You faking debates, you ducking the smoke, we can't even fuck with you. Every chat room full of the bots, my nigga, you know that's a dead crowd. How you claiming revolutionary? You know you just broken loud. Sean P been waiting for debate, but these niggas, they scared to address the facts. This ain't no movement, nigga, I'm telling you, this just a Reddit thread at best. Hey, this just a Reddit thread at best. One take, too, nigga, real shit.
Thanks for the slap, Ali. I prove it to myself before I prove that shit to you. I was out here thinking I was supposed to be the one that stayed in school. Got kicked out campus, dorm got searched. They think I robbed the bank. Got me feeling like Tim, cause I swear this shit done came the harder way. He swear he pee, but he only gon' fuck cause that boy got a car and a chain. He wanna hate the player, but he really know he need to hate the game. I was taking trips to the left coast with the boats trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights. Pack touchdown in Gainesville like I'm Percy, telling me that I'm more handsome in person. I been found my purpose, can't pop me no perky. I tapped to some shit you can't reach it like cursive. I'm tapping some shit you can't see to believe in. Some shit you can't see to believe in. OJ on trap on Sunday like a deacon. Name ain't Steven, he tryna get even. He hide his mind, he gon' fight through the demons. Lost in his mind, he can't find him a reason. I prove it to myself before I prove that shit to you. I was out here thinking I was supposed to be the one that stayed in school. Got
kicked out campus, dorm got searched. They think I robbed the bank. Got me feeling like Tim, cause I swear this shit then came the harder way. He swear he pee, but he only gon' fuck cause that boy got a car and a chain. He wanna hate the player, but he really know he need to hate the game. I was taking trips to the left coast with the bows trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights.